Really, I literally can't get this fucking old can out of the strong and silly fucking pint. It's not even a joke. It's not fucking coming out.
It
Like
is though.
the butthole, like the actual puckered. Like I need to like I'd have to barter with someone to trade because like I'm not gonna say my butthole, but the butthole of the can is literally like so blown out that it's like. But it's the only way I can ever get it out is kind of like finger in the butthole of it.
Uh,
Good stuff.
Steph Keith, help me get loose.
Probably TMI, but like I think for the last month I've recorded in just a t-shirt and underwear, and it's been awesome just to like
Is that why we can
enjoy.
see your ass every time you get up?
You don't, it blurs out.
It does not.
Sometimes it does. Sometimes it
Did
does.
you
It
not hear
probably
me
does.
yell ass crack the one time you got up and
Well, that
walked
was
away?
like a year ago. I do remember
It
that
was
just
like a
because
month ago.
well, I don't care. I'm still not putting shorts on. I gotta let them breathe.
Honk, honk. Honk, honk.
Welcome back to episode 291 of the Unpaid and Underrated Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Big Keith, joined as always here by Big Joey.
Hello.
And this week we got special guest crew, Big Jory. How you doing, buddy?
Doing right. How are you guys?
Wonderful, wonderful. Big Jory, are you drinking anything fancy over there this week?
I am rolling with root beer wrath from Liquid Death in the Keith Head koozie over here.
Nice.
And then I've got some flat water in the Massenomics shaker cup. So
Good deal.
a little variety over here.
Nice, nice, nice. I just got some Kirkland green with lime, something or other. Actually, Waterloo. Let me spec Waterloo, I believe.
I thought they called it still water because it's just still water. They haven't done anything to it yet.
We'll ask Dan.
All right. I'm drinking a Keith's. Like, what else is?
I love that hoodie, Jory. That is definitely like one I missed out on. Is that
Ooh, I have that one.
I
Right
would
there.
have very much enjoyed that. What are you
This is
wearing
like the one hoodie that I didn't miss out on. I missed out on like all of the other ones, but this is like the one that I actually was like,
Nice.
yeah, I'm getting that.
Hold on, make it work. There we go.
He's wearing the Massenomics lift hoodie for reference for all our for everyone except Big Derek who's not joining in live. Maybe who else is in here? We got I don't know. We got a couple guys. Who the fuck is Nar?
Nar.
I don't know. Is that Ryan?
Yeah, it looks like it. It's Ryan backwards.
Ah, fucker.
Yeah. He's like half clever. He always comes in with a new name that he thinks is gonna get us, and like
half clever. I feel like that's my sense of humor.
as long as he's not a Ryan again, because that one did not land.
Yeah, he's always. It irks me that his Instagram his YouTube is just like. And I'm like 90% it's him because I think like Jen and I sussed it out on one of the group roundtables. It's like DJ Arik or something, and like it's nothing to do with his name, and I'm like but I only think it's him. But I'm really not sure. So like when I respond to him, sometimes it's like inside jokes potentially that like if it's not him, and then someone's just gonna be like, "Who the fuck is this guy talking to me?" So
you have let's
hope it is
on your microphone.
I do.
And it is making me think there's a hair on my screen.
There's so many. My cat must have got all actually I'll mute it.
I hate that. I keep rubbing on my screen going, is that me?
Yeah, my cats are I need to get like a Roomba for the air to get this fucking cat hair out of my house. Like doesn't matter how many
drone
filters.
Roomba.
It doesn't matter how many like filters we have. Like I've got multiple like air purifiers and there's just fucking cat hair everywhere. Like
that's what cats do.
Get two cats, they said.
Nobody said that.
Well, my wife told me was what was happening.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, Stephanie said it had to be.
Yeah. I mean she's usually pretty honest. I'm rocking the brick Massenomics Gym t-shirt this week.
Home gym nerd over here.
Nice, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Pulled that out this morning.
Then we can roll right into a little home gym YouTube video. Anybody get a chance to watch?
No.
The Roost home gym tour. Don't let me
really
down,
wanted
Jory.
to.
I didn't watch the Roost Home Gym Tour.
No.
I just made it through the Massenomics Gym Tour, which I don't know why I watch every year because I go there 5 times a week. But it's always interesting to see what they highlight and what they don't highlight.
Oh yeah, did we talk about that one last week? I can't. maybe that video came out on Friday and we didn't get to
I
talk
think it
about
did.
it.
I think it was last week
Okay.
Friday.
Yeah. Usually they're pretty good about getting like I don't know if we had any influence whatsoever, but like there was a time they were always coming out with the videos at like fucking 4 p.m. on Thursday. I was like, thanks, Tanner. You're literally giving me like 2 hours to watch the video, like at best. But now it's, I don't feel it has anything to do with us, but like thankfully they've been coming out at like, so like 10 a.m. on Thursday or something like that, my time maybe. And so I can at least watch half of it at lunchtime and then finish it up, when I get home if I haven't finished it already. So yeah, last week's the gym tour was great. They've got, it's wild. They can almost do them one a year now, and it's like a fairly evolved gym each time. But it was cool to
Oh
do
yeah.
like the whole. This is literally a 10-year documentation of what it was. Like that's pretty wild. But I think it's cool. I think I might have commented it somewhere, but like Tanner's gonna have this like historical archive. Like so, like say in 30 years, Massenomics, maybe all this winds down in about 30 years, and there's no more gym or crew. We'll see. It's gonna be hard to imagine not being lifelong friends with some of the people that we've met in here, regardless of Massenomics ever existing. Like if Massenomics dies in 5 years, I think I'll still be texting like 30 of these people that I've acquired in my friend circle. So, even if you guys go away, we're not going to. But coming full circle to wrap that train of thought up is just like having this YouTube channel, like with 5 or 6 tour videos of the gym that you've basically built as your, commercial / private gym. It's pretty cool. So always cool to, see them do those tours. And then
Absolutely.
anything stick out to you in the tour that they didn't cover that you were like, man, that's my favorite piece, and you don't even talk about it.
I can't think of anything that really stuck out. I think going back to your point, like from when I joined back in 2018 to today, like just seeing, like I think back to when I first joined the gym to where it's at now, like it's insane that he just piece by piece, like I think like seeing it every day, we don't really appreciate all the time that Tanner's really put into this, but like seeing where it was to where it's gone now is actually really cool.
Indeed, indeed. Anything stuck out to you on the tour video, Joey?
I don't watch long form
That's
YouTube.
true. All right, so that works.
I want to
Generally's,
watch. I do want to watch Jen Lee's,
yep.
but I kind of like came home, ate dinner, put the kids down, and jumped onto this.
Yeah, so Jonathan and Tanner basically walked through that whole gym tour. It was kind of funny. I think I got featured maybe 2 or 3 times, very briefly. Um, just like the Keith had koozie, and then just they talked about unpaid underrated, and there was something else I think. But then Tanner busted my balls, and they were talking about sandbags, and they literally, talked about, oh, you got to keep those away from Keith, blah blah blah, and then fucking literally Tommy clipped in the video of the
Oh
sandbags
hell
breaking, and I'm
yeah!
like, you fuckers. So I did get a kick out of that. So that was always cool. But yeah, I did reach out to Jonathan and told him that we'll try to get him on, and sometime in October, we just gotta iron out what time we're gonna be starting because we might have some changes in the podcast start time. But yeah, that takes care of the Roost video. And do you want to talk about your? Let me do a story, then you do yours, and then we'll go back to me briefly. I think rep. Oh yeah, I know what that is. I'm trying to
I
read
didn't
my.
put that in.
Nope, I know what it is now. My sometimes you hear them talk about it sometimes where like they put something in and they're like, did I put that in or did he put that in? And it's like, oh wait, okay, that was me. All right. So I think I pretty much told the whole story in Instagram and Facebook, so most people saw it. But that fire situation, that was pretty intense. If anyone that didn't follow me, the 30-second version of the story is my heard smoke alarms going off next door. It was my neighbor's house. No one was home. We saw smoke coming out of the back windows, called the fire department. They were here within like 2 minutes and they didn't have to put anything out because it was just a piece of chicken breast in a pot that was, just completely, well, the funny thing was the chicken didn't even look burnt from the top, but it was the whole bottom of the pan was just completely charred. And a few different firefighters that I'm friends with had spoken out, and he's like, yeah, there's a good chance that could have eventually sparked and like caught the cabinets on fire and, taken the house. And though it's just the neighborhood we're in, I know no one else would have called the fire department until they like saw the house literally on fire because there's not a lot of there wasn't anyone else around other than us that would have heard it and called 911. So just very lucky. Because their house is so close to my house that if it was fully engulfed, it would have jumped and taken my roof and my house would have been gone as well. So I'm just thankful we were home. And then ironically enough, I think it motivated me, that whole event motivated me to get back into Chicago Fire, which I haven't probably watched in a year. And I think I binged like 12 episodes of that over the weekend. Just like I was just like in a firefighting consumption mode. So it was I don't know. That was good stuff. So but it kind of puts you in perspective of like, man, my if we weren't here, my cats could have died, could have lost the whole fucking house. Like this is scary. That's really scary. So everyone listening to this, go check the batteries in your smoke alarms, please, because if they didn't have functioning smoke alarms and really good fire, detection, life might be not the same right now. So
we had our carbon detector go off our carbon monoxide detector go off. So, not risking the children or anything, we evacuated and called the fire department. And they came in and they were like, the one in your hallway here is expired. He's like, but you seem to have 3 more on this floor. And I was like, yeah, my dad does that. And he looked at the kids and went, your grandpa really cares, doesn't he? Like, yep. Yep. You got to check those things here. And in here, he was like, we have to change it. Like, we can't have it expired. So I don't know down in the States, but in Canada, if the fire department sees expired ones, they can't let it go. They have to change them.
Good deal. What do you want to tell your news that you hinted at there in Discord?
Yeah. After 13 years, technically 15 years in customer service, I'm going back to a warehouse. I have a new job starting next week.
Nice.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Gonna get forklift certified, brother.
Was putting your notice in sweet victory, and just like I know you've had a tumultuous relationship over the last couple years of just kind of the job evolving to what you didn't want it to be.
Yeah. It was scary, changing jobs at 40 is scary.
Yeah,
right? Because but also I've always said that comfort is a slow death, and if it's uncomfortable for you to move forward, then you should move forward. And I don't think I can fail at this job because I've done this job, unless I somehow forgot how to drive a forklift, which probably not because I did it before. But yeah, I just don't want to be customer facing anymore. It's so exhausting. This job is pretty much 8 to 9 p.m. every day, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day on call. Miss my kids. I have to work weekends, and I just can't do it anymore. Like, it's not suitable to me as a person and as a father and a husband. So yeah, it's time. I just hope I don't devolve into a grump. The cool part is now, I don't have to care how I look, so I can just grow out my beard and grow out my hair and just become an absolute monster.
Do you think you'll be able to like one AirPod it all day too? Like just
no. When you're driving a forklift, you don't have headphones in.
But I don't know if you were gonna be in a forklift all day long and how much I don't know how much of it's gonna be just like walking around doing stuff versus just literally moving pallets all day with the forklift.
Yeah, no, we fabricate, manufacture, and ship out doors. And during the interview, it was really funny because he was like, some of these doors are pretty heavy, and I was like, define heavy.
Look, $1.50.
He was like, some of them are 120 pounds. And I was like, yeah, that's easy enough to lift, but probably hard to put down safely. So like, I can see double teaming those. But he's like, yeah, most of them are 40 to 60 pounds. And I was like, I might not need people. Yep. Thanks, Derek. Now I won't have to go to the gym. Yep.
Nice. Good stuff. Yeah. So we're excited. We're gonna try to potentially we are going to experiment with moving the start time up an hour and then go from there to see if we can go up any earlier. Because it's a balance of, we've been recording at 8:30 for literally 2 years now. So we kind of know that I have the whole evening, and then Stephanie will kind of go to bed around, 8:30. So moving that up kind of cuts into that time, but also getting to bed not at midnight is going to be fucking awesome. So even an hour puts me in bed at like 10, like asleep by 11 as opposed to asleep by midnight, and like done with the podcast by like, I mean, if we're going past 9:30, it's like, that's okay. Let's go to bed now. 9:30 would be 2.5 hours. Well, 9:30 would be 2 hours, so call it 10 at the latest. But yeah, I'm excited about that. The only thing I might see it being hairy is if we get like California people and they're like, I can't record at 4 p.m. and I'm like, well, okay, we'll see.
Sucks to suck, California.
Would it be 5? Yeah, no, because they're 3 hours, so it would be 4.
California
6,
sweat hogs.
But I don't know how many. I can't know. I think we've done ton of California guests. I don't really know too many that we haven't done that I'm like, that we've like been in talks with. So I don't know. That's but yeah, that's awesome, brother. Is that a longer commute then, or is it kind of
Oh
about the
yeah, I'm
same?
going. So when I left my other warehouse to work at the warehouse I went now, it's the same amount of kilometers, but a quarter of the time because of the traffic. Now I'm going back to where that one was because it's
Mm.
right around the corner. So now I'm back to an hour and a half commute some days.
Oof.
Yeah, but that means I can bang off Massenomics in
Yeah, there you
one
go.
day, right? Because now it's like 25-minute drive. I can't get through anything by
Yeah.
Thursday. Now I go back to, well, driving in at 6:30 might,
Yeah, your morning commute, you might be surprised because like
yeah,
me just driving 20 minutes at 6 a.m. versus 7:30, it's a
yeah.
completely different world.
It's
Uh,
it's the 4 p.m. end time that I'm like,
yeah.
well, I'm gonna be an hour.
All right. One last thing for we rate last week's episode is shout out to our buddy Jason, man who parks in gym. He did a little well, part of this is self-serving for me because he talked about the No Wine Cellar in his podcast, but also what spun off of that was there was an unpaid and underrated banner, and then he kind of talked about unpaid and underrated for a good couple minutes and talked
Hmm.
about because he's going to be an upcoming guest here next month. He's there's a funny story of how he became crew. So look, tune into that. But he, while talking in preparation, anytime I schedule someone and I know they're not really like regular listeners, I try to implore them to like, all right, please listen to a handful of episodes. So, he mentioned that he's been, listening to a couple on his commute and, he's doing some remodeling and he's just, he likes that he feels like I don't know what episodes he's listened to, but he sounds like at least a handful. And he says like every episode he kind of has like at least one thing that he can kind of resonate with or relates deeply to with what the guest said and how he kind of like wants to be able to talk to him in the moment kind of thing. And it was really cool to get like the perspective of someone like he's crew, but more crew adjacent just because he's not very into the Discord. I don't even honestly don't know if he even listens to Massonomics podcast. Uh, it's kind of funny, but that'll come up on his episode. But just getting that perspective of someone listening to us for the sake of getting to know the crew and like kind of grow his circle was just really cool. So just really appreciated hearing that from him. And obviously a couple shout outs to my gym and he referenced because he's one of the guys I'm in a group chat with from when I did a bunch of the Garage Gym Experiment podcast. So we've been talking for 3 or 4 years pretty regularly. And he knows, he was, I think he knew about the garage gym or the no wine shitter before anybody else. So then he like referenced the toilet in my basement like 4 times in his little like 5 minute spiel about talking about me. So I just thought that was great. So look forward to getting to talk to Jason in basically next month because he talks significantly more than I do and gets more animated than I do. So it might be a long episode. We might have to probably not deep dive him too much because we can't have I don't want to have a 4 hour episode, but it'll be a good time. And that'll lead me into letting Jory talk about last week's Maxonomics episode and giving us a rating on it.
All right. So this last week's Massenomics episode was episode 491. So they talked a little bit about different fitness influencers and things like that and how the comparison between what they do and what they do. But the bulk of the episode really looked at Tommy's new addition to his home gym, got a Peloton, and really kind of did a deep dive on everything that goes into that. And Tanner's apparently thinks he's going to get one for the gym. I don't know, but he did just send me a snap of something that he just got for the gym that I don't know who's going to use it.
Oh, you
But
must have missed the pre-show then.
I
Last
did
night's
miss
pre.
the pre-show.
Yeah. We'll cover that maybe in a minute.
But it was kind of interesting because so my wife has like the off-brand version of the Peloton. She the iFit Proform bike, and so it was
Okay.
kind of interesting hearing the differences between them two, but how they're very much the same thing, and
Hmm.
they kind of seems like a money grab, honestly, with the way that they do things, certain things. But overall, it was really informative for people who are looking at buying one. So I would rate it 5 out of 5 horse mat gripper.
Nice. Good rating. Good rating. What about you, Joey?
Yeah, I got through most of it. I have about 15 minutes left. And yeah, I don't ever see me getting a Peloton. Just doesn't seem like a thing, especially because I have Apple Fitness. So all I need is a spin bike and Apple Fitness, and it does almost the same thing. except for the gaming aspect where you're like competing against people, but that's fine. There was a couple. I think that when Tanner was trying to guess what Tommy had, it was
That was fun.
really funny because he
That
just
was
went through the whole thought process of it and just never settled on Peloton, which I think was kind of obvious because there's like no way we would have guessed that after all of the anti-Peloton talk and anti-subscription talk on the podcast. So I'm going to go ahead and give that one a 5 out of 5. Way too expensive monthly subscriptions.
Yeah, definitely. I enjoyed the Peloton talk. I wouldn't say I enjoyed, but it was intriguing. I learned more about Peloton than I ever wanted to know. I don't know that it would be for me in the aspect of like I don't know, like the competitive edge. It'd be something I'd have to like see, but that $44 a month or something. I think Tanner hit it on the head. Like if it was half that, like I could pay $20 a month for like 6 months or something, and then like shut it down, or alternate months or something. But like I don't know, what's the big math on that? That's like it's gonna be like $600-700 a year, right? Like that's an investment. That's more than I want to pay a company just for the subscription to be a part of it. Like that's hard enough to pay $3 a month to be a part
But
of
like,
something. I don't want to pay fucking
but what do we pay Juggernaut, right?
with that's
30.
different. That's literally coaching. Like that's
Yeah.
completely different in my book.
I
I mean,
couldn't.
that's
Yeah, I couldn't believe that if you buy one secondhand, you still have to pay $90
Yeah.
for them to activate it. Like that's insane.
mm.
It's like the bike itself is already like $500.
Yeah, that's kind of wild. Like imagine your barbell just came with like a lock on it. And it was like you had to give Texas Power Bar $90 to use your secondhand power bar. Like that would be insane. That would be insane.
Do you know what's frustrating is when you're at a commercial gym, like I go to a plethora of different commercial gyms when I travel for work, and you find the bar you want to use, and it's got a fucking lock on it because it's someone's personal bar that they left
Mm.
there, or it's the gym's bar that they only let like club members who are like in like the inner circle of the gym use. I'm like, motherfucker, I want to use this deadlift bar, and it's got a goddamn lock on it. Uh, Irrelevant to the podcast, but the way you said that made me chuckle because it's happened to me more than once where I've gotten cock teased with a barbell and it had a goddamn lock on it. I did like that I think last week I had alluded to like I heard something on Tommy's Do You Even Lift Bro podcast that was like pre-story like breaking news, and I couldn't remember what the hell it was, but he dropped that they were flying to Home Gym Con, and then I'm trying to like
Mhm.
logistically thinking about that, like that's gonna suck to set up a booth and fly in. They're gonna have to like basically mail everything to I'm assuming uh
The hotel.
Big Brandon. Oh no, I mean because Brandon's like a half hour, Brandon
Mm.
Doyle. So I'd imagine they'd be like, we'll help because I mean the hotel's not really related. The hotel's not where the event is. It's like a 2-3 blocks away. So I don't see them being like, yeah, ship us pallet of loads of shit. So
Well,
I'm
I
sure
don't think they intend to have a whole booth. I think
they,
they're gonna have a table.
but even still, it's gonna be like 5 large boxes. Like you gotta have
Mhm.
some kind of merch. And you can't not try to sell some drink spotters because that's and like well now they'll have the fucking stall mat coasters. Well now it's like they and fucking nobody's gonna buy those shirts because they're gonna be packaged with stall mat coasters. I don't want a stall mat coaster fucking smelling t-shirt or stall mat gripper as well. So they'll have to get those restocked before 2026 Home Gym Con, but they'll probably sell out at Lift Hard Live Easy. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and rate last week's episode 5 out of 5 Pelotons. And Big Jory, do you want to hit us with a sponsor read?
All right. Are you a fan of drink safety, chicken bakes, and lifting adjacent memes? Are you a strong but silly goose who's looking for a new gaggle to call home? Then do we have the deal for you? For the low, low price of $3, roughly the price of a large white monster, you could become a supporting member of the Massenomics podcast. Your supporting membership gets you access to the silliest community in all of lifting, as well as priceless insight on how to get strong, how to stay strong, and how to use your strength. With the fall mailer line in the sand coming soon, there has never been a better time to join the crew than right now. Visit Massenomics.com to sign up today.
Excellent work. Excellent work. Should we get our guest on the horn then?
Yeah, we'll probably let Derek stay this week, but yeah, we got to kick everybody else out, and then yeah, see if we can get Jory on the phone. To call up the library, see if he's there.
All right. Let me find something here. Hey, Big Juicy, is that you?
Yeah, it is.
You are live on Unpaid and Underrated. We're going to get right into it. We don't want to miss any of the gold that comes with this. So I'll start. What brought you to Massenomics?
So I joined Massenomics when I moved back to Aberdeen back in 2018. I had bought a lift shirt. I followed Massenomics on Instagram, but didn't really know much else about them. And when I was moving back, I saw they had a gym, and I messaged Tanner and I said, "Hey, I'd love to come check out your gym. I'm thinking about moving back." So I lifted there one time, and I went, "Yeah, this is where I'm going to live."
Nice.
As long as I live in Aberdeen. So got myself signed up, and I don't know that I could ever go anywhere else. So that's how I ended up at Massenomics, and it's been 7 years now.
Wow.
Now, did you have to message Tanner twice? Like he always likes to tell people, he has to, vet them and make them, DM him multiple times to get that tour.
I don't remember. I think it took a couple days. It was for him to get back to me, but I think if you send him through Instagram, it's a little bit faster than going through email. He seems like he's on Instagram a lot more than he is on his email.
Good deal. So just to list of the listeners know who we're talking to, go ahead and hit us with your name, your Instagram, your Discord, all that jazz.
My name is Jory Kunzen. I am at Nighttime 2010 with a K on Instagram. I think I'm just Big Jory on the Discord. I don't think I've changed that at all. But
good deal.
It was a pretty easy name to get in the group.
And you had mentioned, obviously, you were initially from Aberdeen. You lived somewhere else for a while. Now you're back in Aberdeen. Where did you? Where were you at in between there?
So I actually grew up in Sioux Falls. I came up here to go to school,
gotcha.
I was living in Madison, South Dakota, for a while before I came back up here. I worked in a gym that's kind of like a YMCA, but in a smaller town. So it was kind of nice going to a gym where if you put more than 400 pounds on a squat bar, you don't look up in the mirror and see half the gym staring at you. Will you?
Like, sir, you're going to hurt yourself.
I don't miss that aspect of a commercial gym at all.
I can't imagine.
So, sorry, I was burping. If you're wondering why I was doing that,
no, I figured. I was giving you the next one because I was like, oh, I don't want to do 3 in a row, and then I was like, oh, bad timing.
All right, so 7 years of Massenomics, you've been pretty much there for everything. Is there something that you didn't buy that you wish you had?
I mean, I wish I would have gotten some more of the hoodies, but definitely the sweatpants. It's really cold in Aberdeen in the mornings when I go to lift. A lot of the year. So those black sweatpants with the red lettering down the side, I wish I would have got those. There's also a lot of stuff that I wish he would do a second run of. I just in January tore a hole in one of my deadlift socks. And luckily I had another pair in my bag, but I tore through the heel. I lost my Huge Life shirt, which was like the softest shirt that they've ever made. I have no idea where it is. I've moved several times since then. So I miss that shirt a lot. So there's definitely some stuff I'd like to see come back in his second run. But I think the sweatpants or some more hoodies would definitely be something I wish that I would have gotten.
Nice. I think that might be the first answer for sweatpants, possibly. I like that.
Yep. I think the hoodie problem is they just don't sell them fast enough because they're kind of seasonal.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think they're hesitant to do them.
Well, now's the time for the drop. Like you don't want to if you don't bring the hoodie out in the next month, it's going to be like no one else. I mean, we'll still buy them in the winter, but like now's the time because then they'll sell through all winter.
For sure. What's your Hall of Fame status after today?
After today, I move into number 10. I'll hit 2 years here in October. So if I can make it to Crew Falls, I'll hit cup level.
That's an easy one, man. It's literally a 3-hour drive, and even if you
3 hours drive, go home. It's on the weekend of my dad's birthday, even. So I feel like I have to do it this year.
You'd already
bring your dad.
I could bring my dad.
You could even shoehorn coming up Friday nights too, so you don't miss Tanner or don't miss Tommy's grip challenge. So then stay at your parents and hit the tour up, and then just like, you know, you don't even have to stay for this. If anything, the Saturday night drinking is kind of like the, you know, it's fun, but you know, if you don't want to make it a 3-day weekend, then you could probably dip out after the lifting on for Saturday.
Oddly enough, Tommy lives like a couple blocks away from my parents' house.
Nice.
Because my mom saw Tommy walking his dog one time, and she called me. Goes, "Who's that blonde guy that does Massenomics?"
Tonner.
One of the
It's Tammy and Tonner.
Absolutely.
What's your supporting membership number? Let's get that one out of the way.
Supporting member 291.
As of 2 years ago, or which card?
As of October, so as of 2 years ago. So
all right. So the gold card. Yep.
Yeah, the gold card.
Tanner will post in our channel sometime next week what your
I
current
love
one
that
is.
he does that. That's a cool thing that he does for all the guests. I appreciate that, Tanner.
I've been enjoying seeing that for sure. So we know you don't have a certified training gym, but you train in one, so that's good. That'll take care of that check. Yep.
Yeah, so my dad lives at a certified training gym down in Sioux Falls that I train at when I'm down there. And I was really sad when I went to my brother's wedding in Chicago. I looked at the map and I couldn't find any out in the Chicago area to go to.
What?
Where's he at? Jonah Leo's?
Yeah, he was at Jonas.
Okay. Yeah. What's the name? What the hell's the name?
Liberty Barbell.
Yeah. I got a shirt, and it's really comfortable. It's like one of the most comfortable shirts I have. That was the one I bought.
I have one other. They have an Under Armour hoodie that I have too, and it's super comfortable.
So this is one of my, I enjoy asking this question. You might have a little different perspective just because you're, a lot of the people are going to know Massenomics well enough. So when you had to send out the questionnaire for the podcast, basically, how do you go about explaining unpaid and underrated to your friends and family that you need info for?
So to the people that I sent the actual questionnaire to, I said, so they understand that the Massenomics guys have a podcast. I was like, my wife knows what the crew is and stuff, but like I was just like, so there's this group of people that are all fans of Massenomics, and it's a podcast for those people. But for the other people that I was like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, I'm filming a podcast. And they're like, oh, what's it about? I was like, it's lifting.
Yeah, like, comedy and lifting
on me.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah.
All right. So relatively new segment we got here. It's called Least Fun, Most Fun. So that's where I give Big Jory here a single kind of statement / topic, if you will, and he has to go through it and kind of, deliberate and what he thinks the least fun thing about it, as well as the most fun thing about it. So, Big Jory, I want to hear least fun, most fun, being a male librarian that lifts.
I think the most fun is so I think anyone who's in or around a lot of people that don't lift or don't train, like you can say like what you did in the gym that morning. They're like, really? That's insane. Like, I can't believe you do that all day.
Yeah.
So like, I think a lot of people are just like surprised, like that I tell them a certain number and like, that's like the size of whatever. And it's just like, but it's like in my world, it's really not that much.
Yeah.
Like, kind of like you said with the doors, it's certain things are heavy to a lot of people, but when you do this all day, it's really not that much. I think the worst thing about it is any time that anyone in the general vicinity of the library can't pick something up or move something, whether or not I'm busy with something or not, it becomes my task to go take care of it. I had to move a filing cabinet once that probably weighed like 200 pounds, and that was not a fun experience.
I do like the idea of a male librarian, as if librarian itself is not gender neutral. Like
there's shockingly not a lot of them.
Well, I can imagine that, but also if somebody looked at you, they'd be like, "But are you a male librarian?"
Well, I mean, it's in the same vein as like, people give Bryce and Paul shit for being male nurses. Kind of, it's just, it's common, but I don't know. I feel like I've gone to the library a lot in my life, probably not in the last 10 years, but there was like a 5-year span that I was at the library 2 or 3 times a week, getting books and movies and, CDs and shit, and I don't know, like one male librarian in my entire life, maybe.
I know, I understand that completely, but at the same time, would you look at Paul and go, "But are you a male nurse?"
Well, I guess I listen to a lot of fucking. I've listened to like I probably have fucking Huck Finn in my head because he always calls
Mm.
Bryce a male nurse. So it's just something. It's kind of osmosis fucking gone
Yeah,
in my brain.
I just don't think you need that. I think if you know Bryce, you would just make that assumption.
I think I would be
I
terrified if I
don't know.
woke up from surgery and Bryce was standing over me, though.
What the fuck? Let go of me, banana hands. All right. We're going to do the hype person question. So you got your next big lift, whether it's a meet or just gym PR or whatever. You got one person that's going to hype you up. Dead, alive, past, present. Who is that person?
I mean, it's probably, if I'm going with anybody dead or alive, it's probably my dad. My dad's been powerlifting since well before I was born. And I don't know what it is, if it's just a desire of us for me to make my father proud, or if it's just the way he is, but something where he can just like hardly say anything, but just like reach inside your soul and like make you want to go do something. Other than if it's just gym guys, it's usually Big Ross that's pumping me up for a lift. But if we're going anybody, it's probably my dad.
Well, now it sounds even more like your dad needs to come to Crew Falls.
Oh, he's been toying around with the idea of lifting and lift hard, live easy for.
That'd be cool.
So bring him over to Tommy's for the grip challenge and let him see how fun it is, and be like, this is a quarter of what the lift hard, live easy is.
How did you? That's even more of a double whammy of how the hell did you not make it to Crew Falls last year when it was at your dad's goddamn gym? Like, what the fuck, Jory?
I think
2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah, my bad. Yeah, so this would have been
The reason that
December
I
2023.
usually don't go is it's usually the weekend right after Thanksgiving, and I've just been down in Sioux Falls.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, it feels like a lame excuse, but in the moment, it's just like I don't really want to drive.
Now it sounds like it's going to be what gets you that sippy cup for the Hall of Fame.
It is.
Bonus,
It's
so
just
you
to get me
kind
the
of,
cup. I need a fifth silly pint.
Yep. Well, at least this one's free. I mean, it only costs you, 8 years of your life, but it's free.
All right. What's this one here?
It was just something that Zach sent me a whole bunch of stuff and I just copied it all at once because I was like, I'm not going to individually break it up. So there's some good stuff to pull from there, but it might not necessarily fit in this time zone.
All right.
So how did you get, you said you worked at a gym previously, right? Or you said you worked out at a gym? Okay, so we went from working at a gym to working in a library. How does one make that transition to being a librarian for a career?
So I actually have an undergrad degree in sport marketing and administration and a master's degree in sport leadership. Mm-hmm. So I was doing that. I was working I was actually the recreation director for the city of Madison, but my office was in the wellness center area. And so I did some of the stuff with them, and then I did all the city wellness stuff or rec stuff. So then I moved back up here to do a different job. And did a couple other things. Didn't really like what I was doing. Wanted to get back into a more of a front-facing position, kind of the opposite of where Joey's at. I, for some reason, enjoy seeing people every day. So applied at the library just because they had an opening and ended up really liking it. And I've been there 4.5 years now, and it's never something I thought I would go into. I didn't really even read that much before I started working there, but I think I'm through like 77 books so far this year.
Oof.
Love it.
Nah.
Well,
Dodds, we're gonna have to kill your video there, buddy.
Yeah,
Love
please.
You, but that
please.
is
It's like not only did Jory get tiny, all I can see is fucking dogs going down the highway, and I'm like, I do love you, brother, but like, I know you're safe. I don't need you to show me that you're driving safe. Big Jory, is there a story with how you met Ryan DeFay? Anything funny there?
Yeah. So I think I've told Ryan this story. I know I haven't told Tommy this story.
He'll never
So
forget.
it was 2018. It was this like early 2018 before I moved back. It was the weekend that I ended up like trying out Massenomics. I had just driven up after working all day. I was having supper with Big Zach at Loggers, and Ryan DeFay was working there part time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wearing my lift shirt, and he comes up to me and he's taking our order, and he goes, my brother made that shirt. And I was just in a bad mood for whatever reason. And I just kind of assumed that I didn't know who Tommy was at the time. The only reason I even knew who Tanner was is because I had to email him to set all this stuff up. And so I just thought he was some random guy that worked at like QQP or something. So I just kind of looked at Ryan's like, that's cool. He just kind of like stared at me, and I just stared back at him. And then he just kind of like, you could tell that he's just like, why is this guy such an asshole?
Yeah.
Big gulps, huh, guys?
That's really funny.
Well, see you later.
Yeah.
And then I realized it like the first time I saw Ryan at the gym. I was just, shit.
That's
really
actually a
funny.
really funny story. Yeah. I do want to briefly so it was I want to say it was in Bryce's video with him and Paul, and they mentioned Tommy DeFay a couple times, but he would like, I don't know if it was a bit, but they kept saying DeFee. I believe it was DeFee. It might have been another, bastardization of DeFay, but it wasn't DeFay, and he said it like 3 times, and I'm like, each time it had me questioning everything I know about the DeFay brothers, and like, is that their fucking, like, there's no way I've been like hearing their name wrong for like 5 years. Like, that's not possible. And then I don't know. I was surprised no one else called him out on it. So yeah, go watch Paul's recent or Bryce's recent video with Paul and listen to him fucking butcher the DeFay name, because it made me chuckle. But yeah, that's hysterical. And did you ever follow up with Ryan about that now that you've been friends with him for fucking 8 years?
I think I told him, and I don't think he remembered, because I'm sure to him I was just some asshole that he probably ran into like 75 of a night. But like, it was one of those things of like, I immediately saw him as like, that was the guy from Loggers.
Yeah.
So
you were buddies with Zach then prior to Massenomics, it sounds like?
Well, Zach was actually my RA my freshman year of college. He's my same age, but he's a spring birthday. I'm a fall birthday. So he's a year ahead of me in school. So he was a sophomore when I was a freshman. So I have known Zach since the fall of 2010, and just kind of hung around with each other long enough that we became friends, and been in each other's lives ever since.
That's killer. He's a good dude.
He is a good dude.
So when did you start getting serious about lifting?
I started getting serious about lifting. I started the summer of grad school. I started kind of just going to the gym and since my dad was a power lifter, I just did squat, bench, deadlift, because that's what I knew from my dad. And so doing that, and then kind of kept, when you first start lifting, you get pretty strong really fast. Mm-hmm. Like if you stick with it, like your numbers will just shoot up. And I think it was a year or two later, I decided to do a unsanctioned meet just to kind of dip my toes in the water and see what it was like. And did meet, I think it was 2019. Oh no, it was 2017. Ended up really liking it. And that's one of the cool things, like if you go into open powerlifting, like now that I know all these people through doing competitions, through crews, things like that, it's like, oh, this person that I know now was in the same competition as me. Like
that is cool.
Big Katie Stensland and I did the same meet back in like 2016, 2017. I had no idea who she was, but now I see her every year in Tanner's backyard. So
why does it say you love squats and hate deadlifts? Who hates deadlifts? What kind of life is that?
I hate deadlifts just because I've never been good at them. I've always had a pretty decent squat. I can never. I think my biggest thing with deadlifts is I can never get it to go consistently. It's always the one, like in powerlifting, if you have two things that are going well for you, it's pretty good. But I can never get deadlift to be one of those things. And it's always, if I have two things going well, it's always my squat and my bench. It's never.
Yeah. Just piece of advice: pick it up, stand up. Yep.
Oh, yep. I'll try that.
Yeah. See if that works for you. I'm here to help. Number one coach.
Appreciate it.
All right, Keith, what do you got here?
How are you a Cubs and Dolphins fan? Where did those how did those inundate your life?
Dolphins are from the Dan Marino was the Dolphins quarterback back when I was growing up. So unfortunately, that's how I became a Dolphins fan, because they've just been absolutely terrible since he retired. I became a Cubs fan solely because of WGN, because watching TV in the middle of the day and
Cubs I remember that. I remember that channel. Everywhere. Is that even a channel anymore? That was
I don't think it's nationally broadcast anymore, but I think it is.
I remember that channel as a kid. Yeah, and he would throw like random movies on like Saturday and shit.
Yeah, so the Cubs always had day games, so I just would watch them during the day, and that's honestly how I became a Cubs fan.
Oh, just sniffed right into the microphone. I'm so sorry, everybody.
So basically, you think your old man is what got you into lifting, with him having the powerlifting background? Is that something you guys kind of bonded over? Do you think you ever clashed heads when you were a youth or anything like that, based off of lifting? Because he, you being the young head and him being the old head, having more knowledge and knowing more about it, and you not wanting to hear it. Did that ever happen?
Yes and no. I mean, he tried to get me into lifting a little bit when I was a kid, or when I was younger. I remember going when I was really, really little. We had to go to the gym with him a couple times and like sit over in the corner, and then like we'd have to go to some powerlifting meets. And I just thought it was the stupidest thing in the world, because powerlifting is not an exciting sport to watch. But I remember just getting into it. That's one thing that my parents are really great at. They'd never really pushed me into anything, but they kind of just let me do my thing. So I came into powerlifting on my own. But now that we're both lifters, there is the back and forth where we talk each other through things that are going on with our lifts, but there is. I'd be lying if I said there wasn't that rivalry where I always want my dots to be higher than what my dad says, just because of that's part of being a dude.
He's still an active competitor, then, you said?
He just actually won his Masters. I believe it's M2B or M3A USAPL Nationals. So
that's cool. Where are you submasters, if I had to guess? Or
I will be submasters moving into next year. I turned.
Okay, so you're 34.
Okay, I turned 34 in a couple weeks.
Nice.
Woof.
And then it says you've done 14 meets. You got me edged out a couple there. I think I've only done 11, 12 maybe. You're actually an official. How is that? That's something I've been asked to do like multiple times from people. I'm just like, man, maybe when I'm older, I don't know. When I'm still actively competing, I don't know. I just
I think being an official definitely has its ups and its downs. I mean, here it's not as great just because there's not a ton of meets that happen here.
Unless you want to drive 9 hours.
Yeah, well, because like I'll get emails from Powerlifting America and USAPL, and they'll be like, "Hey, if you're coming to this city that's like 9 hours from where you live, we'll pay you $100 a session." It's like,
yeah,
that's cool. I don't really want to drive that far just for
yeah, I feel that.
I mean, there's the aspect of I think it makes you a better lifter, being an official, because you understand what officials are watching for when you're up on a platform. You understand the things you can do, the things you can't do. But there's definitely, I think the most awkward thing to officiate is bench, especially when I'm officiating like women or especially high school meets of like, because if you're a side official, you have to watch if somebody's butt comes off the mat, and it's just like I'm just staring at someone's butt, and it's really uncomfortable.
I've really thought about that back. Yeah, like you're watching like a junior or a teen lifter, and you're just like staring. Like that is could be borderline inappropriate. But it's powerlifting. It is what it is. You're wearing a singlet in front of all your friends, so it kind of is what it is.
So maybe just start thinking of it as you're looking at the space in between their butt and the bench.
That's true.
I'm not looking at your butt. I'm looking to make sure there's no space in between you and the bench. That might make you feel better.
Yeah.
Not less awkward. Just trying to help.
And have you done all 3 lift hard, live easies then?
I have. I only got to do bench this last one. Apparently I have like no cartilage left in my left knee.
Oof.
So I had to get a shot in my left knee, and wasn't able to get that until like 3 weeks before the meet. But I'm training to go to WPPL Worlds right now. So.
Oh, nice. I know a lot of people. A lot of my friends. Well, I mean, there's a handful of crew, but even one of my buddies, like a local Rochester lifter, who's like very very high level USPA 198 guy. He signed up for Dave's meet and down there at the Arnold adjacent. So that's pretty cool.
Steve's daughter is going to be doing that one.
Yeah. There will be a lot of people. So I might actually, if we didn't make it last year just because it's, it's off site and it's just kind of like, I don't know, but it might be worth, creeping over there briefly just to see some of the homies because there's going to be several crew competing.
I'm definitely excited to get a full meet in because I've already looked at some of the guys that are in my weight class in this meet and I was like, oh, yeah, this isn't going to go.
Oh, sweet.
I'm not going to compete.
You're going to total 1,700 to 2,100 pounds, and I'm over here like just chilling on one leg.
Yeah.
How is the left knee then after that shot? Because it actually so much, isn't it?
It's felt really good so far. I've got some pretty heavy leg days coming up here in the next 2 weeks, so we'll see. Really, outside of when I first get up in the morning, it feels pretty good right now.
I don't know. Those heavy leg days are just going to be on the pendulum squat, right?
That's what I was just thinking too.
That thing does not take a lot of weight to just.
That's what we hear.
Yep.
Is it like a plate feels like 315 or something, or what do you think?
Yeah, a plate with the band just feels awful. Ugh. Like I don't know. I'm trying to figure out because there's like 3 different settings that you can put the band on, and Ross basically guilted me into going on to the hardest one, and it's not fun at all. Ross has told me multiple times that he's about puke doing it.
That's funny. We got to get him back on the platform. He didn't compete. Did he only compete once?
He's talking about coming back for.
Okay, I'm trying to remember. Did he do 1 and 2 or just 1?
I think he just did 1.
What a fucking guy! We got to get him back out there. He was in Discord for a minute too. I'm curious if he's still active crew or not. I don't know. You got to keep an eye on that guy.
That's Matt Rossmore, right?
Yeah,
Matt Rossmore.
Good dude. I think he actually was the answer. Did you listen when they got to your question on the live this week, Joey?
No.
So
I didn't listen to the live.
I want to say I thought I swear you were in there. So Ross was the answer for at least one of them, if not both of them. Maybe Tommy was the only one that answered it, I believe. But Ross came up pretty. Maybe they did. I don't know. It was a lot. They kept us on for probably an hour and a half till they kicked us off. Maybe so. It was good stuff.
Well, I'm happy my question got asked.
What you got for him?
Yeah, so this is actually pretty topical to today's Discord discussion.
It's a very active Discord.
Yeah, we were talking about ketchup. And I made a silly typo yesterday, which I still think is hilarious. I went to say ketchup is a trash condiment and wrote compliment. And then I put my phone in my pocket and went about my day for 2 hours. And I came back to the crew kind of ripping into it. And I was like, no, I'm leaving that. It's funnier to leave that typo.
That is good.
And then somebody, actually, it might have even been you, Jory. I don't quite recall who it was saying that they put ketchup on their eggs or spicy ketchup. And I thought to myself, gross. How wet do you want your eggs? Like myself. Yeah, so I understand you have a wild thing that you put on your egg?
I put mustard on my eggs.
Oh, what
and,
the fuck, Jory?
macaroni and cheese.
That's
And
fucking
my wife
disgusting.
thinks it's incredible. My wife's in your camp. She thinks it's absolutely.
What was the
disgusting.
second? My
Macaroni and
disgust was
cheese.
so
Mac and cheese.
I'm okay with the mac and cheese because I think if you like, especially if you're making the cheese sauce, dry mustard would really add some good flavor to it. But the scrambled eggs thing has me
like
that.
Eggs and macaroni and
I
cheese
do that
go
or
better.
hot sauce. I go back and forth.
Yeah, no. Eggs and macaroni and cheese go together better than fucking mustard in either of those. You psychotic fuck. That is, I don't know. Mustard on a bologna sandwich or a turkey sandwich is about all I can do. Mustard on anything else is just.
I'll put mustard on almost anything. Mustard is a delicious flavor, and I've said it
mustard.
before. Mustard is the only thing that tastes like mustard.
That's not wrong.
There's nothing else. So I love the flavor, and I love adding it to things. It's especially if you get like a spicy mustard. That's why ketchup is just tomatoes and sugar. You don't really need. You could just put tomatoes on whatever you're eating, and it would be easier. But that's definitely, wild. Mustard on unscrambled eggs is.
I remember seeing that when I read it earlier, and I forgot about it until you said it, and I was like, it was that much of a fucking shock.
How wet do you want your eggs? Like what? That.
So I don't necessarily put ketchup on eggs, but if I'm eating a potato with the eggs, like if I'm at a restaurant and I have like home fries, like I'm putting ketchup on those, and then ketchup will inevitably get on the eggs, and it's not a big deal. Or if you have really shitty dry eggs, a little bit of ketchup isn't the worst thing. But
ketchup goes on French fries and grilled cheese, and that's where it ends.
Ketchup on grilled cheese is almost as weird as fucking mustard on eggs. I've never.
No, definitely only in your meals.
Ketchup on grilled cheese.
What?
Ketchup on grilled cheese, I think would
am I the outlier here?
For sure. Are you trying to get like a grilled cheese and tomato soup kind of flavor? Yeah. Then I guess that's the only thing I'm gathering that would be.
I guess, but like
not disgusting about that. But ketchup's too like vinegary for that. Oh, that's
you just
weird.
Dip your grilled cheese. Oh, that's interesting. I can't wait to see.
Maybe it's a Canadian.
Tell me I'm wrong.
So
yeah, maybe it is.
Chips, so that's probably more. I love a grilled cheese too, and I'm trying to, if I had to dip a grilled, do you dip it or do you put it on it?
You dip it.
Okay,
yeah.
That's not as gross as like making a grilled cheese in lather. Because I'm trying to think like as I grill a grilled cheese, I'm not putting ketchup in like the frying pan.
Oh God, no! Ketchup doesn't fry.
Well, no, but like you would put it like
caramelize.
No, well, you would put it like in between with the slices, but it would still
that
be
would
in
be
there.
Awful. That would be awful.
But dipping it, I guess dipping it wouldn't be because I mean, a good grilled cheese is almost like it's like a fry texture on the outside if you do it right and it's nice and crispy. So like, I can see that not being horrible, but like a grilled cheese.
There you go, challenge. Try it.
I like the flavor of like burnt cheese. I don't know. I don't want to add.
You get a sharp cheddar and you get some good rye bread or something, and you just give it a dip, as my kids would say. And
that's interesting. That is significantly less disturbing than mustard.
On scrambled eggs. On the other hand, it looks like you and I fully agree on our wing seasoning. What's your wing seasoning of choice?
Dry rub. It's lemon pepper.
It's lemon pepper every time.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
And the place I go to. Hold on. Hear me out. Okay. Lemon pepper tossed with Frank's Red. Top tier. Okay. Top tier flavor. Yep. Give it a try. Spicy lemon pepper. It's where it's at for me.
Okay.
All right. Keith, what do you got? You're up. There's just so much stuff. There's so much stuff here.
What do you have against James Cameron and Avatar?
Oh, fuck that movie.
I think it's just a giant ripoff of Pocahontas.
It is.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's anything other than that. I think I also just hated how everybody was like obsessed with it when it first came out, and I just didn't really think it was that good of a movie. Like it was one of those that I feel like I'm the outlier of like everyone loves this movie, and I just didn't think it was that good. And then because everyone continued to love it, I was just like, no, this movie sucked.
Did you ever see the Ryan Gosling thing from Saturday Night Live?
I don't think so.
So it's him like talking to his psychiatrist, and he can't stop obsessing over the fact that they used papyrus as the movie title. And he's just like, he can't stop, like he's losing relationships and he's going into a spiral insane thing that it's the world's biggest movie and they used papyrus. Oh yeah, you gotta, because that adds to your hatred of it once you see that skit. see if you can find that one because
Okay.
that's good stuff.
We don't normally talk politics, and I don't want to get political about this whatsoever, but it is kind of cool. You are the chair of the Brown County Democrats, so that's kind of cool.
Yes.
And it sounds like it went from being a very small congregation to kind of growing to where you have a decent amount of people that show up every month. So, is that something you just kind of like started out of your own, or is like something you had to like how did that come to be? And I guess
So I've been fairly politically involved. I was fairly politically involved. I was actually SGA president back when I was in college, so I kind of fell out of it for a little bit after that, and then decided to get more active with everything that's going on out in the world today, and was asked to step up and take a leadership role, and ran for chair. And we're in the process right now of trying to change some things and grow some things, but it's quite the journey. Without getting too deep into the politics side.
Yeah.
We definitely try to steer clear. It is just it does show is dichotomy the right word? Basically how like one week we'll have someone way to the left and the next week we'll have someone way to the right, and we just don't care. Like they're all our friends. We try not to let that hurt anything, obviously, but it is just really cool. Like we can definitely have a very pendulum effect sometimes of people's political views, but we're all just crew. We're all here to have a good time.
Absolutely.
But also, like, being community involved is a thing that you seem to have been doing for a long time.
Yeah. I don't know. A lot of people that around where Zach and I went to school, it's where there's college here in Aberdeen. One of the famous coaches from here, one of his sayings was, leave every place better than where you found it. So I think being involved in your community and doing things that can help make your community better for the people around you. It doesn't, as long as it's not hurting you, I don't see why.
No, I agree. I was on the board of directors for a couple of years of a local charity. After that, I moved a bit into politics, and then I fucked off and disappeared from all community life. There's a story. Have you ever heard the story of the starfish on the beach?
Yeah.
That one, I've always held that one close to me. And Keith, have you ever heard that story?
I believe we've hit on it.
So that one is something that somebody said to me that I've always held close. And that is why I volunteer for the school that my kids are at and things like that. Because, like, am I going to change the world? No. But can I make this one kid not be hungry for a day? Can I make this one kid feel better about themselves for the day? Can I do that one thing for that one kid? That matters. That's my perspective on that one. So anyway, we have this game we like to play.
Oh yeah.
Which is you sent me a video, and I'm so happy I got to see it in advance. But apparently, there's a version of it with music.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So in the notes here, there's a video of you falling in the snow, which is a great video. Like you just ate shit, and the dog just barks at the exact time you hit the ground. It's the perfect video, but somebody put "We Will Rock You" over that.
Oh, I bet I know who it was.
Yeah, I'll post that on the Instagram after your episode drops.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, because it's just funny. You're straight up, and then you're not. Like it was Family Guy style. You went from straight up to down in seconds.
That hyena noise that you hear at the end was my wife laughing at me before.
No, I thought that was the dog barking right at this.
No,
the dog is in the video right there. As soon as I was reading the notes, I sent him a message and I'm like, "Hey, you ready for tonight?" He's like, "Yeah, I think so. Like, I got everything ready." And I was like, Cool. Send me that video." It's like the 3 times we've talked in years. Cool. Just send me that video, please, if you don't mind. Oh, geez.
Do you still have that Dolphins hat you would never take off as a kid?
Oh,
I still have it somewhere.
Oh, good. Does it still smell terrible?
No. So my mom would take it off and wash it in the washing machine while I was sleeping and put it back on my head for it.
Okay.
I don't think I took it off. I think I wore it for probably 2 years straight.
And we mean like 2 years straight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bedtime, bath time, playtime.
As far as I know, yeah.
Yeah, that's what she says. Oh, I had to wait till he was sound asleep to take it off and wash it before he woke up in the morning, she said. That's hilarious. Oh, geez. Okay. Got the falling in the snow thing. I really wanted to talk about that one.
That is funny. I got to see that video. I think I missed that one. I haven't.
Tell me about Jello shots.
I'm guessing this was my wife that put this, but I think that I'm trying to think, who put this?
But you'll know tomorrow when I send you the link. But it's too much of a pain to go back and try to figure it out right now.
I'm guessing if this is my wife, the first time that we ever hung out together.
The rest of the story is about a keg stand, so it can in reference. So it would be someone that that you did a keg stand on your 30th birthday.
I don't even know. I don't even remember there being Jello shots there. I remember.
It might be two separate stories, but it's the same paragraph.
Yeah,
from the
it's
same person.
Somebody that you went to school with. Hold on, let me look up, see who that was. Fuck me, there's a lot of notes.
There's a lot of stories that involve alcohol that I don't exactly remember.
Shocking. Shocking. Yeah, it pretty much just says he might hate Jello shots. I had made too many and kept forcing my friends to take them while our law school group was in Sioux Falls for the barrister's ball.
Oh yeah, so the first it was like the first time I ever hung out with my wife, with a woman who's now my wife. Our friend that introduced us made way too many Jello shots and just kept handing them out, and somehow I kept getting tequila ones like every time.
Mm-hmm.
I had to take like 7 tequila shots, and it was not a fun night. It was
and Jello shots, they hit so wrong.
Yeah, like the first couple are like, okay, that's enough.
Yeah, and then your stomach gets a hold of them, and it's like, oh, good food. Oh no, wait. Oh no, this is not food. No. Oh, geez. Okay, so that's that one. You didn't do a keg stand until what age?
I didn't do a keg stand until I was 30.
And how did it feel at 30? Because I haven't done one since I was 21.
I mean, doing it felt kind of fun. The morning after didn't feel very great. Yeah, I think we got a keg, and I think we definitely overestimated how much beer is in a keg. Underestimated how much beer is in a keg. Because I don't know if you guys know if Misi's in the crew or not, but he was one of the guys that's in. He was in one of the strongman competitions, and he's one of the biggest, strongest dudes I've ever met in my life. I've seen this dude put down a 40 like it was nothing, and even he couldn't finish this keg with us. So
I love that was the feat of strength. It's like, this guy is super, super strong. He does strongman, and then he put a 40 down really quick once.
I don't know that was a feat of strength, but it was pretty impressive.
That was just the way you would set it up, and then the delivery. It was all about the drinking. It just made me chuckle.
They say Andre the Giant used to drink a case of wine a day, right?
Stack them 5 high, and that's my funniest story.
You did mention earlier that you like between mustard and hot sauce. So what's the hottest thing you ate, and how stupid was it?
I ate the Carolina Reaper pepper once.
Ooh.
The campus cop at Northern actually grew them in his garden for the sole purpose of giving them to people because he thought it was funny.
Oh, that's cruel.
Yeah, that's kind of
so my roommate and I both ate one. I was smart enough to go get milk and ice cream to trying to drown out the heat. And he looked at me like, no, you're an idiot for that. You're not going to want anything in your stomach. And I was like, oh, actually, I think it's the exact opposite of that.
Yeah.
So we did that. And honestly, the first couple hours were rough, but what you don't anticipate is the day and a half after as the seeds work their way through.
Mm-hmm.
So
you ate the seeds
gut issues for days.
Didn't cut it. You just ate a Reaper pepper.
I have the picture still. We just bit into them, and it was a horrendous experience. It was probably one of the dumbest things I've ever done in my life.
Yeah, I wouldn't even do that, and I've done the 1 chip challenge. And
I have not done that yet.
I would do it again. I would just make sure I had Pepto-Bismol this time because I was okay until about like midnight that night. And then, yeah, I woke up with the worst pain. I had to work the next day, but there was no way I was sleeping. Everything's closed. I was out of Pepto. Nothing was making me feel better. But if I had Pepto, I was like, yeah, I'd do that again. Like, it was hot, but it was not a raw Carolina Reaper pepper.
It was a bad day.
Yeah, a bad couple of days, I can imagine.
It was rough. And we did it on a Thursday, and I still felt it in my stomach on Saturday.
Yep. That's the hot snakes coming out.
Oh, yeah.
I had the probably the best sushi in my life last week, and I'm so excited I found a place. Like I completely unrelated but food related, whatever. I'll take a 90-second little story. Like it was the roll, it was a salmon roll, and it was so weird. Like it was almost like it was obviously raw. It was moist and flaky at the same time. I don't know how they made that happen, but it was like the perfect amount of texture, like inside of the salmon itself. It wasn't like the rice wasn't flaky necessarily. Like the flavor, the texture of the raw sushi was like like crispy almost. It was very intriguing. I've never had that. Usually it's just like a gushy piece of fish. So I'd have to go back and get that again just for the sheer difference of I've never had it like that. It was fucking awesome.
Did you put the spicy guac on?
Did this spicy mayo, but no spicy guac. I'm not Big Grayson over here.
Oh, good guacamole. I'll put this on my sushi for some reason.
Isn't that guacamole?
It's guacamole.
Guacamole.
All right. You want to get in some games?
Absolutely. So I got a little FMK for you here, Big Jory. So anyone listening along, we got a game called Fuck, Marry, Kill, and Big Jory has to F one of these, marry one of these, and kill one of these. I'm going to go with verbatim the one that your buddy Zach submitted because it was the only one out of everything submitted that was actually like 3 independent answers. Well, actually, I lied. There was a few other ones, but this one will probably be the most funny. So FMK. Destroying the bathroom at Massenomics Gym right before Big Zach takes a shower. FMK. Also, helping old people get around block websites at the library. And lastly, working in a set with a lift hopper. So, recap, destroying the bathroom before one of your best friends takes a shower at the gym. Helping old people get around block websites at the library, probably some porn-related access, and then having to work in with someone that's hopping around the gym.
I need to stop telling people everything that happens to me at work.
But it's funny, no, because that's why we like the podcast, because we get to laugh with you, not at you.
So
sometimes at you.
I would definitely kill lift hopping. I think circuit training, if you set it up and you're isolated in a certain area, is a great idea. But I think doing it in a like gym setting is like one of the lowest forms of gym etiquette that you can do.
So I don't want you to name anybody, but okay, so at least 50% of the people listening to this podcast has been inside of Massenomics Gym and understands the flow of the gym. So give me an example of what this asshole's doing.
So we're talking 2 to 3 benches, Smith machine, and a cable.
And this is one individual, not someone trying to coach 6 clients or under the table or something. This is
one guy.
That's fucking obnoxious.
Does he wear gloves?
No, he does not wear gloves.
Okay, because when I was going to a commercial gym, there was always the guy with the gloves who had 4 or 5 machines set, and one of them was always in the only rack. And he's like, I'm just doing pull-ups. You go ahead and work in. And I was like, I can't squat with you pulling up in front of me. And I'm also not waiting for you to finish your circuit. Get out of my way. Fingerless glove, dude.
I don't know. I feel like, especially at a place like Massenomics, where we have we have a lot of nice equipment. We have certain stuff that's definitely nicer than the other stuff. Like the Ghost rack is definitely my preferred rack. Mm-hmm. So if somebody else is in that, but they're not actually actively doing sets in it, it just really makes
they're doing tricep dips on the side of it, and for an hour. I'm like, you motherfucker.
So
we're gonna kill that.
I'm definitely what?
You said you're gonna kill that.
I'm definitely gonna marry blowing up the bathroom before Zach takes a shower. That's one of those things that I literally don't do on purpose.
Sure, you don't.
Literally just the Massenomics bathroom in general is just. I know you guys have heard stories about the bathroom at the gym.
Mhm.
It's just
stop breaking the flusher handle, Jory.
I don't even know how that happens. I thought I broke it, and so I've broken a couple things at the gym, like nothing major, but like I've always messaged Tanner like right away and been like, hey, what do I owe you for this? Because I feel bad. But I told him, I was like, I think the flusher handle's broken. He's like, no, that's been broken for a couple days now. Like that's just one of the things that happens when you lift in the mornings. I can't control it. So
I feel that.
So that and I guess I have to F. So the story is actually even weirder than what Zach put down. So the gentleman that in this story was
this is about the library story, not the not the shower. Okay. I don't mind hearing weird shower stories, but we seem to clarify we're doing weird library stories instead.
Was physically handicapped and in a wheelchair and was in a one of our study rooms in the back end of the library and asked if he could get around he understood why we had to have child blocks on certain websites because kids have access to this technology, but he's clearly over 18, so could I turn those off for him? And I had to very awkwardly explain to him that no, you probably shouldn't be watching those videos in public anyways.
Mm-hmm. So you knew what the videos were? Like it was showing you
I saw what website he was trying to pull up. Yeah.
He was trying to go to Pornhub and
it was an orange and black website featuring some of our past friends and guests.
That's
some of your former guests are very familiar with the website he was trying to
All right. I'm going to do
answers.
Yes, I'm going to do a Mount Rushmore.
Do it up.
Okay. Your Mount Rushmore of cult classic movies.
So I think Super Troopers definitely has to be up there.
Can confirm.
Let's see what else. If we're going cult classic, I for some reason love the movie Employee of the Month with Dane Cook. I have no idea why.
Yeah, but I hate that guy. So that's so wild.
He's not like a good person, and it's not even that good of a movie, but I will literally watch it like any time that it's on.
Interesting.
Clerks 2.
Yep.
It's definitely up there, and I got one more. I'm blanking on them right now because to me they're not like that weird, but to like everybody else they're. I can't think of a fourth one right now.
Idiocracy.
Oh, yes, definitely. Yep. Idiocracy. Every time my wife and I walk into Costco together.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
Welcome to Costco. I love you. And she doesn't get it because like 90% of the population has never seen that movie.
Yeah,
but it's such an amazing movie.
And I kind of guessed that would be it because like I saw the stream coming of the movies you were naming, so I was like, yeah, this is probably going to be it. And it's like one of those, if you've seen the movie, you've memorized it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I saw somebody in a Rondo the Thirst Mutilator t-shirt the other day, and it really
made I was drinking my electrolytes the other day, and I turned to Morgan and I was like, they're putting the Brondo on the plants. And that's why nothing will grow. And she's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, yeah, you'll never get it. Just know that Brondo is what plants crave. But I don't know how to explain this to you, but they're making a Super Troopers 3?
I did see
I saw that.
Yeah. I'm excited. I loved Super Troopers 2. I thought they did a really good job of referencing the old movie without rehashing the jokes or recycling them.
Plus, it was in Canada, so.
Yeah. Was it? I thought that was Disputed Land.
Oh, it was Disputed Land.
I remember which two it were. I think it was Farva and the mustache. I don't remember who the fuck it was.
They're all mustache guys.
I know it was the one that was naked all the time. The shorter guy, I think. The one of the bears.
Mac.
The one of the bears. Yeah,
Mac.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
him. Yeah, I saw him and Farva. I want to say at like a comedy show, like 2019, maybe 2018. Whenever they were, because we honestly I don't think we've gone to we haven't. I feel bad. We have not gone back to the comedy club since COVID. It was just like just haven't basically. I
Mhm.
don't know. The wife doesn't like going out to do shit half the time anyway. So but that was like a pastime we did years ago. But yeah, so I saw those guys live. It was pretty interesting. I'm like, oh, I've watched these fuckers in a movie, and they're like 8 feet away from me. All right. Anything else you want to hit before we get into our next game, there, guys?
Not for me,
All right.
nor.
Big Jory, do you want to explain to your friends and family what the next game is, unpaid or underrated, and what that's all about? Are you familiar? Are you comfortable enough telling people how to play?
I'll give it a shot.
Let's do it.
Underpaid, unpaid, and underrated is a completely independent game. It's copied by the folks over at Massenomics doing underrated, overrated but it's just a little bit off. So if something is underrated, it'll be unpaid. If it's overrated, it'll be I messed that up.
You did.
Bad,
It's all good. So,
Save me, Keith. Save me.
Unpaid or underrated. Unpaid is the equivalent to overrated, because no one wants to be unpaid, and underrated, you kind of get it. Underrated's awesome. So, Big Jory, we're both going to hit you with 3 or 4 of these hand selected just for you topics. Unpaid or underrated. The website / app Good Reads.
I think the website and app of Goodreads is completely underrated. I actually use it a lot for my job just because I have a lot of people on there that have different reading styles than I do, so I can see what they're reading and then I can base what they're reviewing is good, and I can look at other books that are like that, and it helps me with choosing books for people who have similar reading styles, and helps with what we do called Reader's Advisory. So if you're a reader and you're not on Goodreads, it's basically social media for book nerds.
Mm-hmm. And like IMBD as well, too. Like, cause it's all about rating and archiving what you've read. So it's like, oh, have I read this book? I don't fucking remember. Mm-hmm. Oh, my app told me I read it in 2014.
Yeah. If you're not on there, it's definitely worth the ad.
100%. I'm 2 books away from hitting 500, like lifetime read books. So I'm hopefully I can. Actually, I should race the sisters to 500 to see if I can hit 500 read books before they hit 500 episodes. So I think I'm about to finish a book, and then I'll have to basically knock one out next month, and I'll beat them. So we'll see. Good answer. Unpaid very very underrated. That is. Next here, unpaid or underrated. NCAA football.
I haven't gotten the new one yet, so I don't know.
I'm assuming it's the game, even though I think the game is technically called college football.
Oh yeah,
I don't even think it's NCAA football anymore. But regardless, I'm assuming it's the video. I don't know. Take it as you see fit.
If we're talking the video game, it depends on the year. If we're talking just college football,
all time, all time video. The act of playing college football on a video game system.
I would go underrated. It was my favorite game. I've always loved college football way more than I love NFL football. So, I just think the pageantry and everything that comes with college is just so much higher than professional. So I'm going to go underrated on that.
Nice. Unpaid or underrated DC movies?
Unpaid. I am very much more in favor of Marvel. I just feel like all of the DC movies, I haven't gotten to watch the new one with James Gunn yet, but they just try so hard to like we know that they're superheroes. Like the one in Wonder Woman where she like does a backflip over like 3 tanks, and I'm just like, we know that she's a superhero. Like you don't have to have these dramatic scenes where she does like these incredible things. It's like just have her do superhero stuff and make it fun. Like
the new Superman was good.
Is it?
Yeah,
okay.
It wasn't bad at all. Yeah. Of the same vein, then. So, as a side note to that, what about DC shows? Because there's, I don't know. If you're a TV guy, there's a lot more DC shows probably than Marvel shows out there. So, there's got to be one gym in there that you enjoyed. Or you're just
I grew up actually watching like Justice League and like all those different ones that they had, because I feel like for a long time they did a lot better job like marketing their stuff and getting their stuff out there, like with the Batman shows and Justice League and all of that stuff. They were just so much more out there than Marvel was for a long time. It's like, so growing up, it was a lot of like the DC stuff, but now that I'm an adult, it's definitely on the Marvel side of things.
So you never got into the Flash or Arrow or Gotham or anything like that?
Can we just for a second recognize Smallville?
Yeah, Smallville's good.
Smallville was incredible.
The Superman and Lois was I mean, like, Smallville was, I did watch it, but I watched it more in syndication after it was probably over. But it was still like right around that time frame. But like one of my best friends like loved Smallville. But I really liked the Superman show that just wrapped up too.
My old roommate watched Gotham the whole way through. My wife and I just watched the Penguin series on HBO Max.
Hell that's a fucking good one. Forgot about that for a second. Yeah, that's
really probably good. That might actually be the best DC show just because it was done by HBO and had the biggest budget.
I didn't super love that version of Batman, but I really did like the Penguin.
Mm-hmm.
I did like that version of Batman.
Did you?
Yeah, I think I watched that movie 3 times.
I've seen it once and a half.
Well, because it's finally Batman as a detective.
Mm-hmm.
So there's... can I nerd out for a second?
Yeah.
Okay. So all the old movies that everybody says is the best is the Michael Keaton movies, and I actually argue they're the worst. I think that was the worst costume, the worst acting. Michael Keaton's 5'5". He's not a good Batman. And also, like I've said before on this show, he's the same guy in and outside the costume. Right? So, like, Batman would never do that. And then you get into the Joel Schumacher era after Tim Burton left, and you've got your George Clooney and your Val Kilmer. And they're so cartoony and they're so silly. DMX is in it for some reason. Like, it's just so... Like, it just didn't... But the problem was those movies were never about Batman. Those movies were always about the villain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the focus was on the villains and how Batman would stop them. Then Batman Begins happens, and it's the first movie about Batman. It's his story. It's him becoming who he is. Its focus is on him. And then obviously you have the other Chris Nolan, the 3 movies, which are probably some of the best Batman movies that ever happened, but they were action movies. You forgot that Batman was a detective first. So then the new one comes out, and I can't remember the director's name, which is probably on me. But Robert Pattinson, everybody was like, "Oh, the guy from Twilight." But they all said that. They all said
fucking
that
15 years ago. Get off the Twilight.
But they all said that about Heath Ledger as the Joker.
Yeah.
He can't be a Joker. He's Heath Ledger. He's a pretty boy. Blah blah blah. And now, like, every douchebag and the worst guy you know dresses up as him for Halloween every year since. And so my argument here is that, like, you finally have a Batman movie where it's not an action movie. It's a noir detective movie.
Mm-hmm.
I do think it was too long. Yeah, I do think
that was my criticism.
Yeah, I think Catwoman being in it was pointless. You know, I think she was fine as Catwoman, but I don't think she actually contributed much to the movie other than being a bridging aspect where she was in danger and he had to help. So, like, there was that aspect of it I didn't like, but I do think, like, if you look at the first half of that movie where, you know, he's just investigating the murders, and that's the intro where they talk about he's just a symbol and he could be anywhere at any time.
Mm-hmm.
And you see people, like, afraid to do crime because he could be there. That's awesome. Right? They did that once for, like, a scene, and it was like less than 5 seconds in Batman Begins, where they're like, no, I'm sorry, it was in The Dark Knight, where he's like, no, not tonight, he's out here. And that was it. But in that movie, it was like the entire first opening scene was people being afraid he could be there. But again, I'm a Batman nerd, as you can probably tell. Sorry, I'll give you back your game. That was my argument for the Robert Pattinson movie.
Did you watch the oh no, I was up anyway, but there was fuck, I think it was last year. It was like it was a spin-off of like a Batman, so it was like I'd have to look it up, and it was really bad. I think it was a fuck. Anyway, I'll look it up later and send it to you because I could actually talk about that because it was like the worst Batman thing I've ever seen. But yeah, no, I think I'm good. That was all three of mine, so
Oh,
you're good.
dope.
You're up. Yep.
Unpaid or underrated light beer.
I think it depends on the light beer.
Mm.
So like everybody loves ultras.
Fucking A right, man.
And I think they are absolutely unpaid. Like I do not like them at all.
Night, guys.
my beer is my identity is tied to my beer.
Not really. I still need to try the NA version of it just to have.
I drink Miller Lite. I do a lot of craft beer, but my main go-to for just like a light beer is like a Miller Lite or a Bud Light or something like that. So.
Yeah, my go-to is Miller Lite if I want light beer. Mm-hmm. We have one up here called Cracked Canoe, and it's a 3.5%. And that dude, you could do a 2-4 in a day. Like if you're camping and you wake up in the morning, you have your breakfast, and you're like, I'd have a beer. You could crush a 2-4 of the 3.5 easy. I mean, I could back when I was young. Now I'm like 6 in, and I'm like, I'm tired.
I got a beer over the summer, and I didn't realize before I opened it that it was like 8.5%.
Oh no!
I was like halfway in it. I was like, this feels really heavy.
Yeah. Those 8.5, like anything between 7 and 9, I'll have one, and then I'll have a nap, and then wake up refreshed, and I'll be like, okay, I'm sober again. But like, it will put me out so fast. My wife always will be like, you're starting with one of those, and I was like, well, it's a new one. Look at the cool can. And then I'll have one, and just be like one-eyeing it for like an hour, and then be fine. Unpaid or underrated, shitting during a workout.
I think so. If I'm doing squats, it's definitely unpaid because I feel like I lose my rhythm, but it's one of those things that I don't want to.
And with knee sleeves, it's like the worst.
You don't want to risk
shitting with knee sleeves on.
Yeah. That sucks.
I'd say it's definitely unpaid. It's just it throws your whole rhythm off. It's not.
Yeah, you like, get through your warm up, you're almost at your top set, and then you're like,
yeah,
I don't know if this is gonna go well.
Yeah, I've had ones where I'm just about to walk under the bar and my stomach starts gurgling, and I'm like, this is definitely not gonna go well.
Yeah. Yeah. I can sense when I get to the bottom of this squat. There's going to be some questions I have to figure out very quick.
Oh, I do want to interrupt briefly for a little suggestion for Tanner. So, like that, like does the vent fan in there run 24/7, or is it only going with a light in the bathroom?
I think it only comes on with the light.
Yeah, so like he should have it to where like the light's always on then maybe, but also like if there's an outlet in there, have them buy Tanner like so I highly suggest getting a get like a small room purifier and just leave it running 24/7 in the shitter just to help because there's some like when people like just being there hanging out at the gym like there was like 3 people took a shit and like that whole room smelled like shit the entire time we were in there. Just a little room purifier as well with the fan maybe might help with that. I mean, it's like less than $100 to buy one. And
my guy puts a toilet in his gym for the first time, and now he's an expert.
No, so we don't have my bathroom upstairs doesn't have a vent fan. It just has a window, and like not you open a window, it only does so much. So we literally run a air purifier in the bathroom, to help with the humidity when we're taking showers because it just kind of helps move the air around it also. But like crank that thing up after you take a big nasty deuce, and like it doesn't smell. So
who changes that filter? Who changes the doo-doo filter?
It's just one you can like just wash. So I haven't even looked at it since we put it in there like 6 months ago. But it's not like a paper filter. It's got like I think it's got like a foam thing, but I think it's just got more cat hair in it. I might have cleaned it once, but it's been a while.
That thing's gonna be full of particles.
Either way, the house doesn't smell as shitty. So
yeah,
the gym, I don't know. You do with that as you see fit, Tanner.
Do with that as you see fit.
Nobody wants to smell shit.
Unpaid or underrated? I gotta ask because I think we might be on the level with this one. Hoodies. How many do you have?
Hoodies. I don't have as many hoodies as I do hats. I probably have 15 or so hoodies.
Yeah, me too.
It's always cold here, like 9 months out of the year. So you have to have. I'm always one of those people. If I can put on more layers, but as I hate being cold, but I don't want to go upstairs and turn the heat up.
Mm-hmm.
But hoodies are just so convenient. If it's raining, you can put your hood up. You have a little place to put your hands to keep them warm. It's really the perfect piece of clothing, in my opinion.
I agree. Do you have how many zip ups? Any? Or are you a pullover guy?
I don't do a lot of zip ups. I just kind of prefer the full, I guess. I will not do a crew neck at all.
Yeah,
no, I can't handle crew necks.
Those are literally garbage.
Jeez.
I don't understand. They're becoming so popular, and I don't understand.
Douchebags. Sorry for understanding the words. Our company bought those. They bought like really expensive Carhartt ones last year with like the 3/4 zip thing, and I'm just like no.
That's
the
zipper's just gonna rip into my neck and pull my beard.
Never wear this. I just fucking like. I think I gave it to one of the other guys that worked there, and he doesn't wear it either. I'm just like, this is stupid.
Yeah. So the reason I ask is because you've hinted several times about hoodies, and I also drive my wife insane with the amount of hoodies I own, and then I get really mad when I can't find one specific one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's probably 10 hanging on the door behind me, 3 hanging off the bed here, and then I have a whole coat rack of them. And it's always like, I'll just walk out and they'll be like, where is this one particular hoodie? And she's like, buddy, you have 6 or 7 black hoodies. Just wear one of those. And I was like, no, I want the one that I got at this place at this time that says this. And like, I need to have that one. So I'm glad to know I'm not the only one that has an addiction to hoodies. Because the moment the temperature even goes slightly chilly, I'm just like, yeah, buddy, hoodie season. Let's get it. All right. I think you passed unpaid and underrated.
You did. Well, do you have anything you want to throw our way there, Big Jory?
I got a few questions for you. So
do it, brother.
So you guys are both home gym guys. What was the deciding factor if you decided to put in a home gym instead of going to a commercial gym?
For me, I kind of started slow. I found a really good deal on, like, I don't know, I bought like a whole rack of dumbbells for like 30 cents a pound or something. Maybe it might have been 50 cents a pound, but whatever it was. And then so kind of started with that, and then really, when I went from a job where I was home at 4:30 every day to a job that I might get home at 7 or 8 o'clock at night, I was like, well, I'm not driving then a half hour to go to the gym. So, and at that point, I've already kind of transitioned into squat, bench, deadlift, and was doing some more powerlifting type stuff. And I was like, I can do at least one workout a week at home. All I need is a squat rack and a fucking barbell and 300 pounds of plates. And I can literally do at least one workout at home. And that saves me hours. And then that just morphed into it. But so mainly time saving to begin with. Like if there was like one thing, was just not having to leave the house after being out of the house all day for work.
I've told this story before. I was going to 2 separate gyms. I was going to the boutique gym here in 8 minutes down the road from me, but it was what I describe as an old person gym. Okay, there was no proper bars. There was a ton of machines. They did have that really cool farmer's walk uphill machine that I used a lot, and they had a rope puller that I really enjoyed. But you could only squat or deadlift in one of those ones that has like the moving back and forth bar, right? So it was technically a machine, but it was the closest I could get. Because then I found out that in the city where Big Steve, my friend in the city, lives, right around the corner from him, they had an actual deadlift platform and like proper power bars. And they were only like 10 Canadian dollars a month if you signed up for the full year up front. So one day a week I would go there for deadlifts, and then I would do everything else because squatting in the machine didn't bother me that much. I would do everything else at the boutique gym. And then one day, because the gym in the city has auxiliary gyms all over Canada, I went to one of them, and they also had deadlift platform. And I got in there and filled up my bottle, because they didn't have I had to buy a water bottle because they don't have water fill stations or whatever. And on my way to the deadlift platform, which I see is empty, this young guy is just a little faster than me. And he gets to the deadlift platform to do fucking shrugs.
On a deadlift platform?
Yep. There's 3 machines. There's dumbbells free. Nope. He's going to take the deadlift platform, set up a rack or a small rack or whatever he did so he could do shrugs with the barbell on the deadlift platform. And I got so mad that I went and bought a barbell and I built my first deadlift platform in my driveway, which was a gravel driveway. And I had a small block of wood to stand on and 2 small blocks of wood to put my weights on. And that barbell lived outside for a year covered in a tarp. And I would go out there and just use the plates as I needed them. And that is actually how the pit started, which was how I started my home gym. And then from there, that was about a year before COVID. The place I got that, because I went to the place to buy just something like whatever I can do at home, like some kettlebells. And I was like, oh, barbells are too expensive. And she's like, I have $100 barbell. And then I go in the one day and she's like, well, I got a $350 half rack. And I was like, I could do that. Right. And then that's when I started moving the gym into the basement. You know, my dad cleared out a bunch of room and stuff like that. But that essentially was it. Was that young kid doing shrugs on the deadlift platform drove me right out of any commercial gym in the world. Because I was just like, that's so, like, I would ban you. If I owned the gym and I saw that, I would walk up and be like, get out. Like, you get out for a week. I'd be so mad if I saw somebody doing that. So that's what started my home gym tour.
Is there a piece of equipment that you guys think that a lot of people don't realize that they should get early on in their home gym experience that you think that you have, either you have in your gym or that you think that everyone should have if they're doing a home gym?
I mean, I don't know. An underrated item I'd feel is a deadlift jack, a full-size deadlift jack, but that's coming from me who have like people over and like being able to go. And I've like worked out multiple different places with like in-group settings. So if you have like 4 people deadlifting and you're going from like 225 to like 600 pounds, like a full-size deadlift jack is fucking awesome. If you're just by yourself, maybe not as much of a priority, you know, throw the 5-pound plate under there, you know, whatever. But I feel like a deadlift jack is like top 10 items I would have in a gym for sure. But like, you know, top 3 or 4, obviously is going to be, you know, a bar, plates, a rack, a bench. And then I always tell people some kind of pull down and then a leg extension, leg curl are the first 2 machines I'd get personally.
I had a half jack for years. And once I started lifting over 3 plates, the half jack wasn't cutting it. And I had to go to a full jack. And it was $100 from Bells of Steel. Not the cheapest thing, but honestly, like, the half jack wasn't cutting it once you get to 4 plates. It becomes an extra lift at that point. So I was like, nah, I can't keep doing that. I might agree with that. I probably, like, I would ask you what your goals are, right? To
wear hoodies.
I do think a drink spotter is very important. And that's not just a plug. I still think it's the best thing I ever put in my gym. Okay, like it really is. Like everything goes in there.
The magnetic ones for sure.
The drink spotter light for sure, but like any drink spotter, my drink goes in there, my phone goes in there, my ammonia goes in there. Like it just keeps everything off the floor that I used to just keep on the floor. I would say if you're looking at strength building equipment, you need a sandbag at some point. I not one for Keith to break, but like like you find your ultimate, whether it's, you know, 50 to 150 pounds, whatever it is. I think you need a sandbag just to work that different version of lifting than a barbell can do for you.
They're fun.
They are fun.
Jory, question for you. So Tanner recently traded away the the deadlift jack from Cleva, the full size Cleva jack that you know, he was all excited to get last year at Home Gym Con, and he had Steve like send it to him, and I didn't even think it was an item on his website anymore because he had already kind of been in talks with Rep. But that deadlift jack is now gone. Did he replace it with anything else, or was the couple that he already had plenty? And did you guys not like? I have heard a lot of negative things about that jack. So
I
what were your opinions on
hated
it?
it.
And yeah, yeah, it seemed like it was
It
unstable as
was
fuck.
it was not stable. It was didn't feel it's like, especially once you got into like the heavier, if you were down like just doing warm-ups it was fine, but once you got up to your top set it just didn't really stay with you. Like
That's
you felt like you
frustrating.
had to put a lot, like I used the bells of steel one earlier, so you can, like with that club jack you had to put a lot more into it to get it to come up the other jacks that we've had. So we just have the two right now as far as I know. I know sometimes he kind of just puts things off to the side, but I think we just have the two right now. And I prefer the bells of steel one personally. But
Was he have a Titan or a Rogue for the second one?
I think it's a rope.
Okay. As it because the Bells of Steel is a little it's a fair amount lighter because the shaft on the handle itself is
Yeah.
like 1 inch tube versus like 2 or 3 inch tube like the Titan slash Rogue, which are the same ones basically.
Yeah.
So I do like some deadlift jack talk.
Is there a lift that you refuse to program that other people like, or one that you like that other people hate?
Oh, I'll go first. Front squats. Fuck them. Nope. Ain't doing them. I'll do anything else but. I'll do sandbag squats. I'll do SSB squats. I just cannot. I can't do them without either hurting my hands or hurting my throat. I just cannot figure that out. And I know I'm going to get inundated with hacks or whatever because I said that. Nope. I'm just not going to do them. It's not coming up. I'll do sandbag squats first before I'll do a front squat. Fuck those. Good for you if you can do them. I know how beneficial they are. I can see all the benefits. I appreciate them. I'm just never going to do them. It's just not coming up.
I was doing great with front squats there. Like I was getting my front rack under control, and then I had a really medium weight, but like fucking like set of like 8 or 9 reps on, and I was adamant that I wanted to go front rack position, and I fucked something up in my tricep and my bicep and my forearm and my elbow, my inner elbow. It's been like a month, and I'm still like I'm just now getting a little bit of relief, but that's mainly because I've been actually doing like my physical therapy exercises and got a deep tissue massage the other day, but I don't know. What was the so my answer historically is fuck biceps. I hate biceps, but after this last scare, I need to start fucking doing biceps solely for the preventative injury aspect of it. Not that I give a fuck about what my arms look like. I need my arms to be durable, not necessarily muscular. So I'm gonna do more bicep work, but a lot of it's just gonna be more like physical therapy more than anything, like physical therapy, like light weights and like slow eccentrics and all that. But yeah, that's what I got to work on.
Okay. I never did front squats really until Tanner got the transformer bar, and now I will do them with that bar, but I hated that feeling of holding the bar up here and squatting.
Yep.
Didn't like it.
We'll do crisscross. No, that hurts my thumbs. We'll do overhand. No, my arms won't let me. We'll use the straps. No, that hurts my throat. Like it just there's every single thing about front
I
squats.
didn't like the straps. I tried that. It didn't.
The one that I refuse to program. I refuse to program good mornings. I think they're the dumbest exercise. Largely because like when you get down to here, if you get to that point where it's like this ain't coming up, there's not a whole lot of places for that bar to go.
Yeah.
And I don't think the risk to your neck and head is worth the.
I don't think I've done a good morning in like 8 years. I think I've done them very few times in my life. But like the motion, like a non-weighted motion of a good morning is a nice little stretch and like kind of works the glutes and hamstrings. But I don't necessarily want to put 300 pounds on my back and try to see if I can't just like stand up, back up with it.
I'll do RDLs before I'll do a good morning every time.
I do RDLs every week. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I do bicep curls twice a week.
Yeah, I need to start doing them.
Yeah, I don't like them, and I don't really like. I don't have big biceps or anything. Like I'm not fucking jacked or anything, but like, yeah,
not Jen either.
Yeah, for the things I want to do, nice. For the things I want to do, I don't mind. I have the Arnold thing where you put it around your neck and it goes across your chest.
Oh,
where you
the
put your elbows
arm
in it, the
blaster.
arm blaster. I have one of
Yep.
those, but it makes me feel really fat, so
Master
don't like
Blaster.
I don't like using it because it sits right above my beer gut, and I'm just like, oh, that's all I can see right now. Strict curls are fun. You ever do strict curls?
I
You
do a
know?
lot
Like
of
up against the wall, and
Yeah,
there's
you
like
just put your
what
back on the
like
wall and
the
you're
competition numbers of like people doing like 300-pound strict curls or whatever the fuck the number is, like
yeah.
something obnoxious. It's like wild.
Yeah, I'm
What?
never gonna do that, but like
Yeah,
or I'll even just put my back against the barbell on the rack because it's
yeah,
usually right after I've done bench, and I don't mind doing that because it stops you from rocking during them.
yeah. Taking body English out just to actually see what and isolate the movement down to where it's not a full body movement at that point
Yeah,
helps.
yeah, for sure.
When I first got into
yep.
powerlifting, it was like a very small federation, and they would always do a strict curl as well. I think they did it maybe before deadlifts. It was like a brief intermission, or maybe it was I don't remember. I don't remember where they did it. It might have been before or after, but somewhere during they did like a 10-15 minute fucking strict curl competition, and it was always so strange because I was like I just thought that was normal, and then I got into like bigger federations. I'm like, oh yeah, they're not strict curling here. I'm
Did
so
they use
confused.
easy curl bars?
Yeah, I think yeah, it wasn't a straight bar. Was it? Would have
Yeah.
been yeah.
There we go.
It
We
was
found that
strict.
we found the reason the fairy shows up and drops off your easy curl bar. It's so you can do strict curls.
Nice.
The WPPL actually has a strict curl portion,
And that makes
and
sense.
they also have a body weight bench press.
Well,
Weird.
Yeah, I thought that. So since you guys are not from here, how do you describe Massenomics to a total stranger?
the like the whole thing, like
Yeah, the whole
Massenomics.
thing.
It depends on who I'm talking. Well, if it's someone I don't feel is really worth my effort, it's very brief. It's just my buddies that lift online to kind of get together. If it's like I've tried to explain it to other people, and it's like it's really hard because there's so many layers. Especially it's different with Joey and I because we literally host a podcast too, and that's fucking confusing. So if you even took that, so go back to like 2020, early 2023 before we started the podcast, even that was still like yeah, I listen to this podcast every week. I'm on a Discord. You're like you're afraid to tell someone, like you're afraid to tell your friends and family that you pay strangers $3 a month to like be in this group circle thing, and it's like it's such an awkward thing. But like I'm kind of glad everything kind of came to a head at once. Like we started doing in-person meetups. We started a podcast, so then it became like I was getting a lot more out of it personally. So it was just like
Mhm.
I don't know. I feel like you get out of Massonomics what you put into Massonomics. And Massonomics is literally it's like 20 things, which is awesome. It's not just a podcast. It's not just Tommy and Tanner. It's like it's 700 of us plus all the other shit that they do. All those little things.
I usually just say it's a podcast that is loosely about lifting, and they have a following of almost 600 people, and we just really don't want to take anything too seriously, and we all get along for that reason. I don't go into the cult. I don't go into the monthly donation or anything like that. I just go like honestly. What did the one guy say? I loved that he said it. It was like we take lifting seriously, but not ourselves, right? And it's like, yeah, I found a group of people because anybody that knows me knows I hate hyper masculine fucking that
Going to
type
the
of
war with the
stuff.
bar.
Yeah. So I'm just like, yeah, it's the opposite of that. It's just a bunch of people. I actually usually describe the Discord as imagine 600 people who like to lift and make each other laugh. And that's all we do. Our goal is to make each other laugh. That is what that Discord is. And it's wild and it's fun. And jeez, I wish I could get it. I saw a guy today wearing a shirt that said wolves, not sheep.
He's a
And,
badass.
and Caddy Joey.
He
Yeah.
protects his family.
Like Caddy Joey came out again, right? Like in my head. I didn't say anything, but I was just like, yeah, dude, I get it. You're mean to servers. Like, I fucking understand. I know who you are. I bet your kids don't talk to you anymore. Like, I know, dude. Like, that's who you are. You're so alpha. Yeah.
Fucking douche.
Yeah, it's goofy. It's goofy shit. Anyway.
It's good.
I'm a wolf, not a sheep. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I get it. During COVID, you wouldn't wear a mask because like you're just fucking mad about something. Like I get it, dude. Anyway.
All right. Last question. What were people's reactions when you told the first time you told them you were going to Aberdeen, South Dakota for vacation?
It's like, why? It's
Yeah. Why?
Yeah, really, it was. I mean, it's a very similar answer, I guess, to the other one. It's just, it is. Well, honestly, I've had my parents tell me they're like very proud that I found what I found from this, and that like we do the podcast, and like I get so much out of this, and a lot of it, like I feel like they don't really understand there's a difference between like they kind of look at it all as the same, like Massenomics, lifting, strongman, powerlifting. It's all kind of like the same. Like you're just doing something as like a 40-year-old adult that's like not sitting in your room playing video games. You're actually like you're going out and being social. I mean, it's more of the whole like going out to Aberdeen, going to home gym con, going to the Arnold. Like you're putting yourself out there to like because I've always been a very like didn't put myself out there much most of my life. So it's been one of the best things for me to really just come out of my shell as an adult and kind of travel to go see friends. But after putting it in a spreadsheet and seeing how much I've spent in the last 2.5 years, there might be less travel for Big Keith or have to be more frugal travel because
Yeah.
I've spent over $10,000 in 2.5 years to see you fuckers. I can't do that the next two and a
Yeah.
half years. I need to cut that in half.
Wrong again, Keith.
Hey, Big Nate AI here. Just wanted to clear up a few things. Using my agentic skills, I reviewed Keith's spreadsheet, and he was dead wrong. After bringing these results to him, he wanted me to inform you all that he has not, in fact, spent $10,000 in traveling to see crew and other related events. He has spent $20,000. Thank you for your time, and we'll see you on the next mistake.
Yeah. See, surprisingly, actually, you know what? Surprising nobody. I don't talk about it much outside of like my wife and my parents and my family. But sometimes in my line of work, which is soon to be my ex line of work, we'll talk about it to people because we sell plans that work in both Canada and the US. And because I travel so much to the US, I always ask, oh, would you benefit from a plan that works in both countries? And you'll always get the, oh, yeah, I love it. I go to Florida all the time, or I go here and I go there. And I'm like, oh, yeah, me too. Like, I have that plan. It makes sense. And like, oh, where do you go? And I'm like, South Dakota. And they'll like, honestly, you'll just see them go, huh? And I'm like, yep. I go to South Dakota. And they're like, oh, yeah, okay. Like Sioux Falls or the Black Hills. And I'm like, no, I'm going to Aberdeen. And they will go, what is Aberdeen? And I'm like, yeah, it's
Have you heard of pheasants?
Yeah, it's for weightlifting. And so I'll tell them, I'll be like, it's for weightlifting. And then that just redirects the conversation to like, oh, you lift weights? And I'm like, yeah, sure, let's do that. But like, I don't, yeah, you're right. Cause that then suddenly is going to lead to, well, Massenomics.
It is always funny. It's like my boss thinks I'm like the strongest person he knows, and I'm like, I'm the weakest person in all of my lifting. I am legitimately the oldest, slowest, and weakest person in all of my groups of social lifting friends. But sure, I can deadlift 460 pounds. I'm stronger than you. Yes, you're correct.
Yeah, well, what did Tommy say? You are the strongest person to almost everybody you know.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, if you eliminate your gym buddies, for sure.
Yeah.
I think so. It's really cool that you guys talked about the community. So one funny story before we wrap this up is, so the week of Lift Hard, Live Easy this year, the International Oz Convention,
yes,
was in Aberdeen.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah. Didn't the guy that wrote it like live there, and that's what Storybook Land is?
Yeah, Frank Baum used to live here. So I spent a good chunk of my day at work with the Oz people. And it was funny because there was this one person walking around and they had like this giant doll of the Patchwork Girl, which is one of Baum's works. And they're carrying it around and it was just creepy looking doll. But it's whatever, it was their thing. And then I go to after that, I go to Tanner's house, and I'm standing there talking to Big Chris Hornick and his wife, and I see you walk in with a skeleton with a beard and a Massenomics hat on, and it's Big Joey. I was like, oh, so we're all nerds about something, just in our own different things. So
I forget who I asked because I was just like, hey, did I make it into the picture? Like the other version of me? And I think it was Tanner told me no, or Nate told me no. But then Ryan found me, and you can see the skeleton me in the back sticking up from the top. And I was like, I made it. That's awesome.
I think that's on the wall in the gym now.
Yeah.
He just added it this week.
Oh.
And I mean, you're right. And Keith talks more about the community that is everything. But like, I will say, like, I almost teared up when I saw that Ryan pulled me out of that suitcase and carried me around, and all the kids playing with the skeleton of me is probably more realistic than anything else. Because like when I was there, sure, I was having fun and talking to everybody, but if there were kids playing, I was with the kids. Like Jake's daughter still talks about me because like they were all chasing her around and they weren't having any fun. And then I was like, well, why don't I just chase her around for a few minutes? Because that was a more realistic version of me than if you'd sat me at the bar or sat me in the middle of everybody talking. But that was really cool. And you're right. That creepy doll. And everybody's like, why is that creepy doll here? And then you're at another thing and another creepy doll comes in. And that creepy doll is not even related to Massenomics. That creepy doll is related to Unpaid and Underrated, which is related to Massenomics.
Everything is adjacent to everything.
Yeah, time is a flat circle.
Before we wrap this up, since you had mentioned Chris Hornick, we had glazed over one of his questions earlier that he submitted. So ask Jory if he's read Worlds in Fargo.
I don't think I've ever even heard of it.
All right. And then there's a follow-up question to that was, will it be there on Meat Day?
More than likely will not. I think this next week is really going to... I have to deadlift over 5 and squat over 5 on back-to-back days. So this next week's really going to be the test of whether I'm not going to be ready for Fargo or not.
Okay.
Can we finally see that dog?
I know, right? There's the collar.
Viper.
Oh, I thought it was at your leg the whole time.
She just was.
Gotcha.
Her mom, my wife's doing something upstairs. So
we'll go a couple more minutes, see if she comes back. But talk briefly here on as we're wrapping up. Just what's it like being one of the few? There's like 60 gym members, give or take, and there's maybe less than 10 of you that are crew, probably. Like, what's that like? And have you tried to get any of the other ones to assimilate into the podcast and be crew or any of that?
So I'm not super active in the crew. I check it every so often, but literally the first week that I was in there, I still had notifications on, and I could not focus on.
No, never do that. Yeah, number one. Number one rule of Discord: turn them off.
I have a couple channels on, and then I have I haven't said so, and my name's mentioned anywhere in there that'll alert me. But I don't. So because I lift at 5 in the morning, I don't see a whole lot of guys. Ross, I don't think is gonna come. And if he's out already, I don't think he'll come back. Larry, I don't think understands technology.
No. We've been asked to get Larry on 30 times, and I'm like, I don't think he wouldn't have fun. I don't think he'd get it.
I don't think Larry would know how to operate a Zoom link, honestly.
Yeah, well, I think Caden said he'd go help him out, but I don't. That was 3 years ago, also. But I don't know. I think if Larry wanted to be in the inner circle of Massenomics or listen to the podcast, he would by now. So,
I mean, I've definitely talked to some guys about it. I think there's a couple of guys that might join, but I think it's definitely worth it. It's like you guys said, it's weird going to Leshar or the Leshar Live Easy stuff and you don't know anybody. So I did a meet out in Rapid 2 years ago. It was after Lift Hard Live Easy 1, and I saw Chris Hornick's name on the roster for the meet, and I was like, gosh, I know that name. And I looked it up, and then we just happened to be behind each other and line to weigh in, and that's how we started. Honestly, how we started talking is we were both Massenomics guys, and we were both in crew. So it's cool that this community kind of came out of a couple guys decided to have a gym and a podcast. So
I feel like Tanner could get more gym members to listen if he wanted to, but I don't think he wants to like over inundate like the gym with his podcast, because like I feel like there's almost like there's very little podcast presence. I mean, even though it's all Massenomics, but it's like not like podcast specific, and I don't think he like he does not go to. I'm just assuming he does not go out of his way to like push his podcast onto anyone at the gym whatsoever. So that's probably a reason why a lot of them don't listen to it.
So Massenomics is, and I think Jory, you'll understand this, is actually a vertically integrated conglomerate. In the fact that Massenomics kind of reigns over the whole thing, but they do everything, and none of them are the same thing, right? So like you've got your Massenomics gym, then you've got your podcast, then you've got your supporting membership, then you've got your fitness apparel, then you've got your fitness equipment, but like those could all live separately from each other, but they're all under the Massenomics brand. Yeah. That's a marketing phrase, the vertically integrated.
Yeah,
it's not horizontally integrated. They're definitely vertically integrated where they could exist separately under the one umbrella.
I've always been curious because he has that Roku down in the basement and it has internet. I've always wondered why he doesn't just put it on their YouTube channel.
I think he's not one to toot his own horn in that sense. Which is part of the reason. I mean, would we not like him as much if he did? Like, I don't know. Do people not like us that we're always like, I don't know. Like I share our podcast on my personal story. I post it on Facebook every fucking week. Like, I don't know. I'm sure I annoy people with that, but fuck them. But I'm also not like trying to get 60 people to pay me money to come to my gym and like, support my vintage weight addiction like Tanner is. So he can't afford to lose
you might as well be an MLM at that point. Hey, I know you're a part of the gym, but did you also want to give me money for this other thing?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. Like, I don't sell phones to my family, right? Yeah. Like I don't go to family events and be like, oh, you need a new phone, come on in, like I'll help you out. Like I don't do that. Right? They all know what I do. Everybody is aware of what I do. If you need me, you can find me. Right? And sometimes they all do. Eventually they'll message me and be like, it's time for a new one, I'm coming to see you. But like I don't go to the thing to do it, because that's fucking awkward. It's weird. I don't want to be the guy that walks in the room and everybody's like, oh great, here he comes, he's gonna try to sell me something. Right? So maybe that's what it is.
It tracks, but we're glad they do what they do. They're good boys. Anybody else have anything before I start hitting them with the affiliates and let's wrap this up?
No.
Anything you wanted to let the listeners know, Jory? Any call outs? Do you get any shit talking you want to do? Anybody in your weight class you're going to dominate next year at Lift Hard Live Easy 4?
Grayson.
Yeah. Grayson's going to have to put on quite a bit of weight to be in my weight class. I'd love to call out Big Bryce just because he literally finds a way to chip my bench every year. It's not even just at Lift Hard Live Easy. It's at any meet we ever do. We start out around the same weight, and then I'll go up, and he'll go like 5 pounds higher than me. It's just like, dude, like, every time.
It's such a dick move.
It's funny because he's like the nicest guy, but it's just like, why every time?
That is funny. All right, boys. So we have a lot of affiliates here that help get Nate in its speedboat someday, and God damn it! Now you got me saying, you fucker.
Oh yeah, I did call you. I called you on that. Good.
I counted. It was 7.
Zach joined. I forgot Zach. Zach joined at some point. That's a first.
Oh yeah, I saw them in the middle, I think, there briefly. So affiliate links. Obsidian Ammonia. They have a website for sure still. The Instagram.
Hype Dust.
I think they have a backup Instagram they're rocking right now while they're trying to get that legal shit figured out. Barbell Rescue. I did get a actual affiliate email like right before we recorded, which was probably the first one I've had in a minute. So thank you for someone who bought a Barbell Rescue item. Plate snacks. Lots of people were buying stuff off that, as seen in Jenna Lee and Jonathan's gym. They had the nice little plate snacks on their plate weight stack on their lat pull down, which is pretty cool. And Tanner was talking about how he might need to get that for Massenomics gym. So they got plenty of plates weight stacks that would look good with some Massenomics bling on that. Home Gym Con, right around the corner in 12 months. Belt Fed Strength, go ahead and support our good friends Chris and Randy. Freedom Fitness Equipment, as seen in Basement Brandon's YouTube video. Ashton hooked him up with a bunch of those 3/8 flooring tiles with a fleck in it. So if you are not a fan of horse stall mats, you can always reach out to our friend at Ashton and save a few percent with using our discount code. And lastly, apparel from the Strength Co. Grant probably still on that boat somewhere. I'm still waiting for. I saw that they recorded an episode of the OK podcast, but I've yet to see it hit my feed. I want to say those are Friday drops always, regardless of when they record it. So I'm optimistic if I get to listen to that tomorrow. And that wraps that up. Big Jory, one more time. Where are they going to find you at?
On Instagram at nighttime KINGHTIME 2010. On Instagram, or I am Big Jory in the Discord.
Nice. Big Jory, where you at?
Joey_Malesko, MLECZKO. That's it. Just the Instagrams.
Nice. We have an Instagram, Unpaid and Underrated Podcast, website unpaidinternpodcast.com, and head over to YouTube and try to get us some algorithm going over there. I am Keith Honeycutt. You can follow me on Instagram at KeithHoneycutt73. More importantly, go follow my Orange Gym, The No Wine Cellar. Until then, see you next Tuesday. Later, man. I'll see you. If you don't come to Crew Falls, I'm going to give you so much shit in the Discord, dude.
Oh, everybody should. Like, what a nightmare.
I mean, you're literally 3 hours away. Like, that means you don't even love your parents if you don't come to Crew Falls. Like, you think you hate your dad.
Like, I was just there for Thanksgiving. Do I really want to go back and have the time of my life with Crew?
And like, oh, I don't want to join the Hall of Fame, I mean, it's literally what you're going to have to do, buddy. All right, man. Yeah. Jory, I'll see you in 2 months.
All right, see you in a couple months.
Hong Kong.